Hello and welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show. I hope you're having a wonderful day out there. Hope everything's going well. Hello and welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show. I hope you're having a wonderful day out there. Yeah, gonna fix that level of that microphone a little spotty there. We can fix that for you guys. Get it nice and crispy for you. Music is a little loud for me, but I think it should be up a little more. All right, guys, let's get in to the sounds of crypto. But let's see what's going on in the crypto space. Shout out to everyone here on the live stream. Hope you're having a wonderful day out there in crypto land. Hope things are well. Just check the level of the wonderful day out there in crypto land. Hope things are well. All right. Shout out to everyone here on the live stream. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Let's get in. Now, of course, I got to show you my pick of the day. I kept telling everyone, what am I going to be in for the next few weeks? About a week ago. And I kept telling everyone around me, I said, I like sand, ocean, and waves. And I said it over and over and over and over again. Pretty nuts how sand would absolutely explode. Now, if you were watching me talk about sand, I'm going to give you a deep dive into that. But how I caught this, and it's really just doing the basics. And if you keep doing the basics, eventually you get lucky, right? Or you get rewarded for being in the game, so to speak. But look, then I saw sand making this line here. Did that dip off the 200-day moving average on the 1 minute. I had to keep the 1 minute up. Tell you a funny story about this is, so I go to bed last night about 10 p.m. I plan on waking up and going to sleep, and waking up at about 6 a.m., starting my workout, having a great day, you know, getting things going. Shout out to everyone on the live stream. We got 6 people. Everyone, please leave a comment. Say what up. Say hi. If you're watching the live stream, jump on that keyboard. Say good morning to the lifers. Good AM. Look, I just did it. And I'm live streaming. You guys can do it too. Shout out. Throw a comment in there. Say what up. Hit the like button. Let the blood flow through you. Become a part of the community by being interactive with the community. Be one with us. So check it out. Now I'm looking at sand, right? And it's forming that bowl again, which is pretty nuts to me, right? Forming a little bit of a bowl here. Or could we almost call this a tiny cup and handle? This is interesting. Is this a cup and handle? Starting to see things so clearly lately. Is this a cup and handle? Looks like one to me, even on the 1 minute. Pretty interesting, right? Tells you that sand's not done. Wants to go to 16 on this cup and handle. Very interesting. We'll see what happens with sand. I'm not sure. I've never really put a cup and handle on the 1 minute like that. So we'll see. Not going to stand 100% by that, but it's interesting. Let's take a look at the big boy in the room. Bitcoin having a dump city, and then we'll get back into sand. Just fun to talk about some of the big wins. 1 inch still holding pretty well. A lot of the coins holding some good levels. Sad to see Aave doing that red handle dump, though. Come on, Aave. You're better than this. A lot of these coins are better than this. You know, they know they're going to be back up soon. Why even play these games? But, hey, it is what it is. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Struggling. We can see all my nonsensical work here. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Let's clear out my work. Let's kind of see what we have going on for Bitcoin. Let's try to put some logic to the logic. Let's try to stay relaxed and calm. Now, the Stokes are super low. MACD, a lot of bearish momentum. Most we've seen in a while. Look, most we've seen since we actually, wow. Look at this. This is actually pretty substantial. So if we take a look at the MACD, we see these are the most red we've seen. Even the pandemic. Oh no, that was, 33. Yeah, even the pandemic there, the dump from 30 down to 3,800. Look at the crash there. A little bit of red. This is the most red we've ever seen, like, on this MACD, and maybe its lifespan, which is pretty interesting. So a pretty big sell-off. Major momentum shift there. Look at that. See, we had the pink. We had the cross. They faked us out so well. We were at the end of they did everything to make us think, oh yeah, the Stokes are pointed, the MACD's pointed, you're getting a cross, you're getting the pink action, and then they just let it dump down all the way. Shout out to everyone on the live stream. Please hit the like button. 13 people watching, 8 likes. If you're watching, hit that like button. And it's not about a popularity contest. Oh, look at me, hit the likes. No, but when you hit the like button, the algorithm sends more people into the live stream. And when that happens, you have the chance of meeting people that you have things in common with, that you might actually meet an amazing friend or person in your life through that. So hitting that like button is just gonna help you. So look, if Bitcoin still decides to want to stay inside this bull flag, it's pretty good to me, right? It could keep going. Lowest point for me really would be pretty close to this 2850, and I could still see Bitcoin breaking out of this and going up to $57,000. So this consolidation is great. We're going to keep going all the way to 50K, and then our 50% retracement would be lower, you know? So when we take a fib from, I like to take a fib from like the major breakout point, which is right here, this low at 10,100, right? So you can hit Alt F on that. I'll get the fib up there. Boom, to that 41,990 area. And we're really kind of in limbo right now. Haven't hit a fib level, right? What we do see though is candles closing heavily right here. So see the candle close. So that was support. We bounced here again. We're hitting it again. So this has been strong support, this area. I bet 31.8, 31.5. This region, I like to call it a region because it's not always an area per se, like an exact digit, but it's a region. So this is showing strong support. Also, we have a 382 backing us up at the 29,400 area. So it shows that we could hold this support pretty well. But if we break it, we are coming below the 21-day moving average too, which you don't see a lot during the big bull run. See this? Only a little bit breaks. So that break is kind of caution me a little bit. Also, I looked at that 3-day. The 3-day is curving down on the MACD, but it's getting pretty low in the stochastics as well. So we don't have much more negative momentum, in my opinion. 3 days really carrying us. The weekly still actually wants to reset. So the weekly could say, "Hey, I want to go down even further." So if we looked at the weekly, and we played just the weekly, and I was saying this before when the weekly got really high around 12,000. See, we had this cross, and I said, every time we have a cross. And then, but isn't that interesting? You can see this section here. The price went sideways and up, or at least sideways while the MACD went side. So we want to see similar pressure here. And what I mean is, see how the price and the Stokes were pushing us down, but the price decided to hang on the 21-day. Now we haven't even come and meet the 21-day moving average. That would be, I think if we did meet it, it would be the 0.5, about $25,000. So there's a big chance we do go down to 25K. There's a big chance, but we'll see what happens. We got to watch these Stokes, but that's the weekly, man. Take a look at the monthly. Yeah, I guess you can't get too much. 2 week also says, hey, we need to have a bit of a reset. Interesting. So the oscillators are showing us some scary business on the bigger side, but let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hour wants to double bottom and retrace, which is a good sign. Shout out to Pavan Saj. Shout out to everyone here on the live stream. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Jesse B, Bagwell 33, Ross Bush, Stone One, YGM, My Peoples, Legendary, and Noel. 20K is coming next week. The weekly looks bad. What a naysayer. It's possibly right though. We're not gonna lie to you guys and act like it's all gravy train, because it's not, right? Look at this, streams beta. This is new. I've never seen this. Content you pair. So you can now stream, I guess, on TradingView. Interesting. This is a new thing. So TradingView now has streaming. Pretty interesting. Is it like your Bitcoin? Or I wonder, is it live trading? This is pretty cool, man. This is pretty cool. Cryptogasmic. Follow this guy, see what he's about. So Bitcoin, man, doing its thing, but it looks like it has to reset a little bit here on the daily, and it looks like it has to reset on the 4 hour as well. So how much more can we go down when the daily and the 4 hour are kind of low, right? 20K not coming. Max is 26K. Yes, but at the double bottom. Market will bounce hard. Morning livers. Hey, Hadoo. My dude, Hadoo. I haven't heard that. Hadoo. Hadoo, man. So there's Bitcoin for you guys in a nutshell. We'll take a look where I see the levels, where are the other levels. So there's your Fibonacci. We pulled the Fibonacci on Bitcoin. And what that means is, what that does for us, sorry about that. What that does for us is it kind of gives us some confidence of levels to look for, right? 25K at the 0.5 Fibonacci, which would be a 50% retracement. Very rare that we get to the 618 in a bull run for Bitcoin. Haven't seen it in the 2017 run. We really didn't do that. That would be much of an anomaly if we go to 25K. And the secret fib here at 18.8. I honestly strongly believe there's a chance we don't break 30. We don't break 29K. Sell my Bitcoin now and buy back lower. I don't play that game. I'll tell you why I don't play that game, because I've done it before. And not holding Bitcoin makes me feel way worse than trying to buy more Bitcoin on the low. And yeah, I guess you could be courageous and do it. If I do it, I do it with I try it out with smaller portions at a time. Like I do with maybe 10% of my stack and see how it works out for you. Because I tell you what, man, I don't know about you, but I've sold my whole stash of Bitcoin and I've then been on the other side with the no coiners, and it doesn't feel too good. It doesn't feel too good. And Bitcoin could just be in this channel. Like, let's be honest, guys. Let's start that's why I said relax on this, and not to anyone I'm just saying, even for me, but we could just be in this channel, man. Get some bullish divergence, break on out, and then continue up to 50K. This is okay. The pattern changes as we figure out where we're going, but I see this. And then we can also go to my dual pattern theory. We in this funky broadening wedge, this is a pattern, and you can't say it's not a pattern. You've seen this pattern a bunch of times. It's not the best pattern, but it's a pattern. So we could be in this broadening wedge here, like this, coming down. Do we come all the way back up to the top and go to 43,000? There's a big chance we do. We do hold. So we have the daily in our favor. We have the 4 hour in our favor. All these things in our favor kind of render the idea to me that we'll be okay, but at the same time, I'm willing to believe that there is bearish sentiment going on. We break this. I'll show you right now. Now I'm gonna just kind of reset. So take this look if you want. Screenshot this. Remember this. Get an idea of this. This is kind of possibilities, right? This level is actually pretty extreme here at 32,000. Pretty big deal that we hold that level, okay? Interesting here. So now I'm going to take a look. Not sure why the sound keeps stopping. Okay, so take a look here. Now we're going to undo everything we just did because we gave you a fib, and then we're going to look at things in a different light too. And this was possible. Look, shoulder, head, right shoulder. Okay, let's do this. Neckline to the shoulder. Possibly all the way to the next complex head and shoulder there. And that could bring Bitcoin right here to 25K. If we were just to play the idea that this was a head and shoulder pattern, which we've done many times on the channel, okay? So there's one idea for bearishness. Now we have a level here too, which we're holding pretty well. And now we're just going to take you through your levels of support and resistance that start to make sense in this scenario, okay? I really don't want to go any lower than 20,000. I don't expect us to, but I'll put one last one here, which is about 16,000. Bitcoin goes back to 16,000. Damn, man. All off Janet Yellen? Really? Is it that serious, Janet? I don't know. Anyway, so we have this top trend line that we couldn't break through. We are falling down. We did just get a bounce with the candle close, with the 200-day moving average, and the Stokes are starting to turn on us. Take a look here. We should get a curve up soon to the upside, you know. We'll take a look at dominance. We'll take a look at total 2 as well. Give you kind of the whole picture. 22 people watching, 14 likes. Can we get as many likes as watchers, man? Give me 100%. If you're a true lifer, you're going to put that like button down just because that's how you are. You could never see yourself hanging out here getting free value without just at least giving something back, like a little something, right? So that's how I'm hard on myself. When I watch something, I get some good value and I don't hit the like button. Like if I walk away and I remember, oh, dude, you didn't, I go back. I'm like, dude, hit that like button. Like I have a talk with myself. Like, don't be that person, you know? Be an honorable person, like in all aspects of life, right? No matter how small or how big it is. Anyway, check it out. So there's a chance, look, Bitcoin just in this channel and it breaks to the upside. 47K possible target for Bitcoin. So this looks just like a little bull flag that we've been seeing in a lot of the other altcoins. I'm not really that scared, honestly. I'm not as bothered as most people are by the quote-unquote dump. I did put dump in the title. You know, urgent Bitcoin live market dump. Levels to watch. My number one pick, Sand explodes. Ooh, look at that. And I see that I have to edit that title. Explodes with a D-E-S. Explodes. Okay. All right, now we're going to get in. Yeah, we'll do a Nano review for sure. Why not? We'll talk about Nano. I love Nano, actually. You got me into Nano pretty good. Maybe half the previous head height. It's possible. Good morning, Nicole Bell. Shout out to you, Nicole. Thank you so much for jumping on in. I really appreciate that. Sergu Makanu, my dude. Legendary. I got wrecked when I play the non-HODL game. Yo, it's not easy. It's not easy. Best to probably set buy orders at 26, 27, and 28. Don't know if it's too late to sell now. Sell Bitcoin, buy back now. We'll take a look at that. I'm not sure exactly too. XVIX. Please hit the like button. Sup Lifer, Levi FO2, man, my dude. Cody review. Wow, getting a lot of talk here. Okay. Let's just finish up the daily health report, right? That we do every morning, which is Bitcoin dominance, total and total 2. And then we're gonna get ripped up and get into all the awesome calls. I love that you guys are really coming in there right now, though. So you see Bitcoin dominance is possibly in this big megaphone channel here. Up, down, is it gonna move to the upside? Right now the 4-hour conveys the idea that it kind of wants to. A little bit of sideways action, not a lot of downward momentum. I don't see people bailing into Tether like they were before. We're also going to look at the Tether dominance. More people are just holding their Bitcoin. They don't mind that it's going up or down too much. A lot of money made in the alts in the last few weeks too. Very interesting to see that happen. So there's a big push up in all the altcoins. A lot of money being made in the last 2 weeks. Weird. Where did that money go? I thought it would flow back into Bitcoin. We'd see a major Bitcoin pump. Now we're seeing a little bit of a fall down in the market cap for Bitcoin dominance. But so Bitcoin dominance right now, we'll take a look at the daily too. The daily spent. I mean, it's telling me that, hey, I want to come back up. So dominance has been wrecked for a while. Started dropping on January 2nd. So we had 3 weeks of fun to trade the altcoins, man. It was a nice little rally. And that's what's been happening. We've been getting these little spurts, these little rallies. It's been, not as long sustained as the other rally was. To see Band back at 860, like, come on, Band, you hit 11, Bat back to 20, basic attention token. Probably the most annoying coin to hodl. Shout out Crypto Gang. Shout out to DirtByP, P, my man. Thank you for coming into the live stream. Really appreciate that. Appreciate every single one of you who became a lifer, took it upon yourself to join my Telegram, or even just come in every day to the live stream. Yeah, it means the world to me. And we're going to get through these dumps and pumps, man, as a team. And we're going to focus, and we're going to make it through. And I'm going to show you how I'm continually making gains throughout all this process, right? Shout out to BS Social Swap, my man. Hey, Lifer, how you doing? Show him some love, dudes. Thank you so much. Bonifaci Faracelli, my dude. Shout out to everyone here. Nicole, Jeremiah, Bonifaci. Smack that like, dude. If we got 21 people, we got to have 21 likes, man. It's only the Lifer way. So check it out. Now we're going to take a look at total and total 2. Then I'm going to take a look at whatever you guys are asking about, okay? Yeah, BAT's been very annoying to trade, honestly. I'm lucky that I picked Sand. I don't know. I swear, man, there is a little bit of luck involved in trading. As much as people don't want to tell you, there's not. You can put in as much work as the next guy, and if you just don't put the right, if your coin doesn't pump like the other coins pumped, it is what it is, right? So, and you know, the setup could look the same, the TA could be almost identical, but one coin decides to pump. That's a bearish engulfing candle. You can fit almost all 3 candles in that candle. That's not good on total 2. It's really sad. I told you, though, we don't want to break 300. We did get to 297, and we got bought back up off the 21-day moving average. That's a good sign, but it's a very ugly pattern, right? Let's take a look at what the pattern looks like now here. So to me, it was like this. Now we're breaking down out of the pattern, right? So it was a bit of an ascending triangle. Which is funny, man. I see, even though the ascending triangle looks bullish, it is a 50-50, and I do see it break down in crypto. I remember just a couple months ago when everything had an ascending triangle and a lot of them still completely dumped. You know, do we come in double bottom here at $251 billion? That's the measured move if we fall out of this rising wedge. You know, it is a rising wedge, I guess, and instead of an ascending. This would have to be flatter, more touches on the top to be an ascending triangle. Rising wedge, $319 billion. We would get as high all the way at 362. My target, if we would broke to the upside, was about $450 billion. We'll see what happens and where we go. We're going to come back down. Definitely, hopefully, hit that $300 billion level. We did just wick down to 310, and we got bought back up. So we'll see what happens. But just wanted to give you the overall health and show you where we're at for the total market cap. A lot of times, these rising wedges go to the upside. Then they break down. As you can see, this is the same pattern right here. Up, trough to the upside. Up, trough to the upside. I'm going to show you the fractal here that I'm looking at. And I believe Bitcoin's in a similar fractal. So, like this, looks a little more bullish. You're moving to the upside. Things look great. You break down, but you double bottom on the 200-day moving average. Go sideways, do another dump, but eventually continue on to the upside, right? And I can show you the pattern again right here, which is really weird and freaky, but it comes out over and over again. So that's another reason why I want you guys to chill and relax too. Like, here's the same pattern. Look at it. You can see it because it has the empty space up here, has the high with the high up there, and then it has the price following the wedge, right? And look, price broke down, did a funky thing, broke down again, but eventually would move to the upside, right? You'll see this pattern over and over again, reoccurring theme throughout Bitcoin, throughout almost any instrument you trade. So there's the up, there's the 2 patterns down, there's the, you know, big red down. You can see it. There's the pattern, there's the pattern, right? Looks just like where we're at, and then we'll go to where we're at now. And you can see we're in the same pattern. It's the same pattern, man, over and over again. So this looks like they're going to come, double bottom off of 300 billion, build a nice base, and continue on the way up. So those patterns and fractals kind of give me a little bit of they give me a little bit of, you know, they relax me a little bit. They let me know, you know what? Things aren't as bad as you think they are. We'll be okay. Look at these patterns. Here's the same pattern I'm showing you in Bitcoin here. See, he was down, broke to the downside. We ended up to the upside. Only a matter of time, you know. It does it over and over again. Over and over again, you know. Similar pattern right here. Like when I zoom in and you look at it, you're like, there it kind of is there. It goes super high. It gets a dump. Gets to a high. It follows the line. It's just... and it breaks to the downside. Here it is again. Goes high, comes down. We have the height to the height. It falls up, and look, it breaks to the downside, double bottoms and moves up. So there's one, there's two, there's the third one right here. Same pattern. This one's almost there too, not perfect. This one's there, but you can't really see it, but it's there because look, it goes up. The pattern falls it here. The pattern falls it right here to the upside, but we break down. Here it is again. We go up, forms a rising wedge, and we break down. You know, and then there's the pattern inside the pattern yet again, up, the rising wedge, we break to the downside. So it's uncannily, crazily how we're showing you this over and over again. Now we're hitting that 200-day moving average again, which really is the low for the bull run. Like, tap it, tap it, tap it. We really don't break that 200. We break the 200, I'd be a little flabbergasted. So here's a big level for us. We got to hold $900 billion, in my opinion, and we got to hold $300 billion for the total market cap, which is all the altcoins. And then total 2 is all the altcoins excluding Bitcoin. And so right now, measured move right now is possibly to 800 billion. Next level of support. So now we'll show you the support and resistance lines. If we do break lines that I don't want to see us break, we come back down to 787 billion, and then we could even break down to 690 billion. But I don't see why we would get bearish right now, while we know the dollar is about to get printed into oblivion, and holding the dollar is going to hurt you, and you need to find some other asset that's going to support you throughout this. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's get into the comments now. Now it's all about you guys, all into the comments. I kind of did my thing for the day. Can BTC pump when Bitcoin is dumping? It's possible. People could, yeah, because what happens is Bitcoin dumps, and what happens is, yes, it does. It actually does happen, because what happens is Bitcoin dumps, and when Bitcoin dumps, it dumps altcoins. What does that do? It puts people's stop losses that are in BTC pairs, and what do? They end up buying Bitcoin, right? Because they're selling an altcoin for Bitcoin. What is that doing? That's buying Bitcoin. And then the Bitcoin dominance goes up. CRV is on Coinbase today. CRV is on Coinbase custody. Adds 6 new coins to the vault on December 3rd. CRV, man. Was that old news or new news? Interesting. Okay, now let's get into it. If you've been watching my live stream recently for the past few days, I've just been going in on sand. I can't explain 100% why, but when I saw the you know what it is? I can explain why. It's when I saw the fractals. Okay, and what I want to do is I want to just look at my channel real quick to show you the titles here, because there's a reason. You come here for a reason, and if you're new, I want to show you why you're coming here as well, right? So, 54. So sand has just been my play for the last few days. Sand, ocean, and waves, right? I like sand, ocean, and waves. You get asked, why? Are you a sailor? Are you going to the beach? But the last few days, it's been sand, ocean, and waves on my mind, honestly. They've just been the ones holding it down, you know. Even yesterday and the day before, keep talking about sand. And I wanted to see if I could show you in the video what I've been discussing here. When I had a split screen, I could recreate it for you, but it was just so beautifully done already. Anyway, I'll show it to you guys again, but what I saw was I compared it to Polkadot. So I did 2 screens and I looked at Polkadot. And this is why having like a pattern recognizable brain, like I'm recognizing patterns. I'm able to see it once or twice, and then my mind will remember where I saw it, and then I'll reference that pattern and use that as backup to my next idea, right? So here was the thought. I'm gonna go to the daily for you. So here's the thought, right? I'm looking at DOT, right? And I saw DOT like came in hot on the left, did this long bowl of consolidation, did its double bottom, and then just exploded, right? Like, it exploded to a new universe. Like, even if this thing does a little bit of a retracement to 12, like, it's never going back, I don't think, to its old levels, right? I really have no reason to be anywhere that I seem to be. I seem to be aimlessly wandering around. Well, at least you're here with me, and I appreciate that. So check it out. I still made 20%. Can you look at Sol? I can look at Sol. Man, I got wicked out of sand. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I'm gonna give you guys something. I'm gonna tell you how I made the money on sand and how I'm trading recently. Okay, and you might be kind of go, and I'll say yeah, and we're gonna get into that. I'm gonna show you what I made. I'm gonna show you the exact trade, how I made it, what happened, yeah. So I looked at DOT like this, and I said, wow, and DOT exploded. And then I kept trading like I always do, and we'll go to sand on the daily now. We'll hit the auto button, we'll kind of give us. So what I saw about sand was, number one was this side area here. If we go to DOT, see this up, down, and big spike up to a high of about $6. Look at sand, gets all the way up here to a high of like 8 cents, see? So it has this initial nice double pump area, see, kind of, you know, pump, then a big pump, just so that kind of got my eye at first, right? That's how my mind picked up on an idea. I was like, okay, bolt. Then this elongated time period, right? And it was really from the low to the high, 134 days. Now let's look at how long it took DOT from this low to that. 108 days, 110 days. So 3 months of consolidation, 3 months of patience if you were waiting on this to pop, to make some huge gains though. I got the wick, but the price was still showing 135% profit. 3 commas is also pissing me off. It skips the stop loss and closes. Yeah, sometimes it takes me a little lower than my stop loss, I'll be honest. I agree with that. Let's take a look at sand. So, and then I took this, see this fractal here? I took this from this. I did what's called a bar pattern, and I dragged it from here to here, and I took this off, see? And you can copy this, copy, and then you can go to another place and you can paste, right? Paste bars pattern, see that? And then you can use another fractal from a different graph on a new graph. And so I did that. And I showed it to you guys, and I've left it up here. It's been up here ever since. And can you believe it? That I was like, look at sand even went past the idea. And still pumping at 1277. Like, it's like a safe haven today. I'll be honest. So I opened the trade up for sand at about 4.9, 4.8 when we were in this bull flag here. Bottom of the bull flag, like I always teach, right? We've got a wick in here, even maybe right there. Believe this was my entry, right in this wick. See, so I got in at 4.8. I stayed in it. And you know what? I'll be honest, no stop loss. I plan to hold it for at least 2 months, 3 months. I said sand's going to be hot. I said it's consolidating. I don't know when it's going to break out. This was my talk to myself. I don't know when it's going to break out, but I know I'm buying from a very strong position of strength. I know that I'm purchasing this when it's coming down near this bowl area, and it's, you know, like it's in this consolidated area. I said the lowest it can come back down is maybe 4.3, maybe 4.2. I'm in at 4.9. You know, I can hold this thing. So I put about $2,000 USD. What I did is I sold XRP. I had 16,000 XRP. I sold them. It rendered me $4,700. Okay. I then took 2,700 and put it in waves. Wish I'd put it in sand, but I didn't. And I put $2,000 into sand. That money turned into $5,100. I could not sleep last night, which was really weird. Usually I go to, like I said, I started my night going to bed at 10. I watched the Celtics game, and when the game, I started falling asleep towards the very end when they lost in this last few seconds. And I kind of looked at my eye. I opened up my eyes, and I think like the Houston Rocket game was on, And I turned off the TV and I went to bed. Had a little trouble sleeping, but next thing you know, my eyes were wide open at like 3 a.m. and I just couldn't sleep. And I looked at the Bitcoin price, and of course, and then there's a friend of mine who I know trades, and he's up a lot, and I figured he might be up. And I looked at it and I saw it looks like he had texted me, so I texted him back, and he said, "Wow, man, great call on sand." And I said, "What do you mean?" And I open up my Binance app, and I see the thing at 12 cents, and I'm like, wow, I'm a lucky man. So I sell immediately at about 11.8. I didn't even put it on 3 commas. I bought it with the app. It was one of the, it's funny, I never trade with the app. Last few days I've been trading with the Binance app, just sitting at home, like going in and out. Call me next time if you're up. Okay, I will, man. I will. I forgot you guys have different time frames. Yeah, I was like, and me and him talked for like an hour and a half, from probably like 3 a.m. my time, or maybe like 3:45 my time, to about 5 a.m., 5:15. So if I look a little exhausted, it's because I am. Got some bags under my eyes there. But you know what? I made about $3,000. And you know what's crazy is I thought that was a godsend and that this would retrace. And how weird is this? The whole market's kind of not in the best place today, but sand's up 130%. Now, so I went to the 1 minute and I started playing around like I always do, because I wanted to see, okay, like, and I drew this line on my phone. I actually drew this line on my phone on TradingView. It's so cool how you can do that. And then when I open it up here, there's my line. And it, of course, went down to 10 and broke all the way back up to about 14, 13.8. Did another 50% move in literally like an hour and a half. Unbelievable. Holding back converted me into a bat. Yeah, right. Paul Farugia. Thank you, Paul. Really appreciate you saying that. It was great work, man. Yes.
So I'm coloring pictures on Steve's side in class in school, and it has Kamala picture in it.
That's funny. Okay, so I thought it's possibly we break out of this bull flag, then we can also we can get rid of this data. See, I'm always like using my mind to try to switch the situation. I don't want to say I know it all, but look, this is just really big consolidation, right? Like, look at that. To me, that's a giant bull pennant. I'm thinking of going back in for like $500-600, just letting that ride, I'll probably be sad. I probably should never have sold my sandbag down there. Probably should have kept it forever. Probably was a great buy, but I just was convinced that like a pump like that would have to come down. I didn't realize it hit 15.8 though. Damn, man, I would have made way more even. Unbelievable. See, and that's how the greed gets to you, right? I'm already greedy. Like, I'm already like, oh, I should have made more. My 2,000 that turned to 5,000, that's not enough, especially while the whole market's dumping and I'm winning. I mean, come on, man. Like, I have to respect that. 228%. I should have made, right? So the 2,000 should have turned into what, 6,000 or 4,000? 100% would have been 4,000. Yes, 200% and another 20%, which is 500. So it should have been $6,500, right? Anyway, you can't hear me? Are you kidding me? Anyway, you can't hear me? It sounds great. Everything seems good. Oh, we can hear you. Oh, like when I'm talking about like, yeah, the greed, right? Yeah, I know. Okay, I don't know what he's saying. I just see we can hear you. We can hear you. Yeah, loud and clear. Okay, I don't know. You have to remember, guys, I'm kind of on the spectrum here. I need some help, Anyway, so take a look at sand now. It could possibly be breaking out. Okay? You don't get a brain that works this fast and this well without like having some drawback socially. All right? There's going to be a plus and minus to everything you get in life. So Yeah. Sometimes I have a problem putting on my pants, if you know what I'm saying. So let's look at this. 100% gain still could be coming for sand if it breaks out of this and does what this wants it to do. You can see the 1 minute does want to roll up. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. Try to get some idea where we're headed or what's going on here, because this thing is just insane. So right now we seem to be, all we can do now is put a level of support and resistance here now and say, okay. I mean, I'd be surprised if it doesn't gap down at one point. I mean, it looks like a pump and dump to me, right? 4 hour, look at the daily. Daily still had a cross but wants to come down. 4 hour had a cross, wants to come down. 1 hour is pretty spent as well, but it's kind of forming this flag. Bit of a rising wedge though, which is possible break to the downside. Maybe go to the 15 minute and get the best look at this. Yeah, so we got a bit of a bull flag thing going on here. Kind of a double bottom. Look at that. Is it me, guys, or do you see a double bottom on the 15 minute? This thing looks bullish, man. It's kind of weird. Sorry, playing because your daughter was talking to you. Oh, yeah. She was like, Daddy, I want to tell you something. Playing because your daughter was talking to you. Yeah, there we go. We have the low latency today, which I like is a lot better than the latency I had going on before. You guys were way, way far behind. New subscriber to Arthur Sinkala. Shout out to Arthur Sinkala, new subscriber. Thank you so much for joining the team, man. It means the world to me. So you're the man. I got to get all this stuff figured out. The cheer, the follower, the subscriber. I want all that to come in properly. But that's like a whole new world. So sand, man, is there more to go out of sand? It's double bottoming here. You could wait to buy the breakout to be safe. I mean, then we have the day where Bitcoin's doing all sorts of funny things. It's a strange day. It's a strange day, right? I feel weird rejoicing one of the biggest wins I've had in a while. What's great about it is now I could possibly buy my XRP back and go from there. Right now, I'm just going to sit. I'm going to sit tight. Mahadao, that's a good thing that it's getting audited, right? I believe they want it to be audited, right? They're auditing it to show how great it is, Nano, where you think is the bottom? We're going down 294 now. Honestly, the fact that Nano's holding 294, let's take a look at Nano. I put it out as a big trade in my group. I really like Nano 360. Obviously, we didn't see we were gonna have a giant boom out. We do have a stop loss whenever we put stuff out like that. So you take a look at the Nano chart that we have going. Hit that auto button, square us away. So I had a buy zone in this area. Nano coming back in to the buy zone, right? Stop loss will be down here. So technically, buy zone I have here is about between 279 and 313. That's my buy zone. Then I have two sell zones right here and right here. I'm playing this, these are more long-term ideas, right? This was a rising wedge. We had a break to the upside, but no, look, we broke to the downside. Target was pretty close to where we're at now. Chance we could get even lower, hit the 200-day moving average. Okay, you're just gonna look at this market structure for Nano. It's looking pretty nice. You can see that we have this level of support right here, very, very strong, at about 291. Our next level of support is 223. When we break that, we can gap all the way back down to that 160 region, 159, 160. We don't want to see that, obviously, right? But look at the 4 hour. We're resetting on the stochastics. Let's take a look at our daily. The daily super low. These are great signs. These would be nibble days. I would use these days to buy alts. When Bitcoin goes down, these are beautiful times to buy some altcoins. Honestly, I think it's a good time for me to nibble on Nano. I might take a nibble live for you guys just so you can understand what I'm up. I like Nano. I don't have any bags. I got $100 from my wonderful subscriber friend here. He gave me $100 one day on the live stream. He said, get an app. And I made sure and I ran and I got the app. And he said, get a wallet. And, don't read your text message while you're live streaming. I couldn't believe what my friend said. He said he was on a conference call and he could tell that the other guy was definitely taking an SHIT during the conference call, which is pretty funny, man. I mean, that's kind of gross, actually. You know, try to keep your bodily functions and your conference calls separate, right? If you can, if you're a regular guy, you're trying to do the right thing. Anyway, so when I woke up this morning, my account was pretty much where it was at because, yeah, it lost about 3K in alt movement, but I gained about 3K in the play with sand. So I'm kind of indifferent on a day where I should be down a little bit and see that most of the bags are down. But at the same time, I got into Aave at about 80. It's at 167, still holding 100% gains, right? Got into VeChain at about 1.8. It's at 3 cents, still holding. You know, wow, my VeChain bag's 3 4 threes in a row. Pretty interesting. You know, I got into IOST for a G. It's 2,800. Yeah, it was 42. Wish I had taken all the gains. I should have sold the top of everything. And I'll be honest with you guys, I didn't sell the top of every single thing I'm in because, I don't know, I was enjoying my life. You know, some things I did sell the top of. Like you can see I got into sand. Like I wasn't giving up on trading everything. But I just, you know, I decided I didn't have to be perfect every time. I don't have to be perfect every time. I don't have to sell the top of every single thing I'm in. I don't have to be the best trader on earth. And I don't have to beat myself up when I don't sell the top. Just because I know how to doesn't mean I have to. You know, adding on a dip and just letting it ride sometimes can be less stressful. Because once you sell out of a bag that you really like, then you have to get into everything. I sold the top of everything. Please look at Anchor and Vet. Yeah, I didn't make as much as you, but I took my money, you know? See, what I do is I have long-term holds, and then I know how to still make money on top of that, too. So it's like, I don't worry about it. You know, we're looking at 20K retrace, shaking my head. I don't get it. The Dow is balling. People don't realize that they're not correlated, you know? That's why it's interesting. Chris Collins has a statement. And even yesterday, remember someone came on the live stream and said they're correlated, and I shut it down by showing, like, throughout the entire bear market while Bitcoin was dumping, the stock market was pumping. So they're not correlated, really, in my opinion. They may have. It's like, this is what I talked about. Like, you have a blinker on like this, and then the guy next to you has a blinker, and his blinker does that while your blinker does this. But every once in a while, the blinkers blink together, but then they're off again. You know, and I know it's a weird analogy, but it works. And that's kind of the idea with the markets, you know, like they may correlate at one point and trick you into a correlative idea. But when you deep dive and really juxtapose them next to each other, you can see that there's really not any correlation at all. So, or that correlation was temporal and very ephemeral, right? It wasn't a long period of confluence together, you know. You see IOST, man, just forming that flag, doing its thing, starting to retrace. I don't want to see it come all the way back to this support level, but these are your levels of support for IOST. Can it hold this area? You're seeing we're getting reset on the 4 hour on a lot of coins, on the 1 hour as well. I don't see how much more of the dump could happen. Also, ICX, I want to put things into perspective for everybody. Just like a month ago, ICX was 35 cents. It's 73 cents. So let's start going through the market and taking a deep breath, okay? Let's look at what we see happening and where coins were and where coins are. Like DOT a month ago, December 25th. We can even go back December 21st because today, what is the 21st? Yeah. DOT was sitting at 492. It's now 16 cents, man. I mean, it's a 3x. It's up a 3x and 25%. So it's up 325% gains. These are just beautiful corrections for our way back up to beautiful gains. You know, we can go through the list too, like Cody back in December, you know, December 9th, Cody's sitting here at 4 cents. It's now it went all the way to 8. Yeah, it did do the 100%. Now it's back at 6, but it's still up 50%. Like, not a lot of coins giving it all up. You know, Dash giving up way too much compared to the rest of the market. Look at Dash just doing the beautiful Bart Simpson. We call this the Bart Simpson because you can actually fit Bart Simpson's head in here. Up, that's his hair. This is the side of his head. It's a Bart Simpson pattern. Thanks. Hopefully it holds 2.91. Yeah, it is. So you're late on the stream? Are you behind on the stream? It's funny because comments come in depending on where someone is on the stream, right? But the comment still comes in real time. So it's interesting to me to deal. I'm learning all this stuff too. It's new to me, right? So I'm not an expert at it, thankfully. Okay, now you guys, this is where we kind of work through this all together. Jesse B, you would like Sol and CRV. Okay, let's take a look here. I'm up almost all night. Can you do VChain and Anchor? Yes, we can. Let's start going back into the chat here. Review Anchor. Man, I got wicked out of sand. Can you look at Sol? Yeah, so we want Sol, Anchor, CRV. Sol's big. Sol's been on my radar. I have this 5K now. Now I have a chance. What do I do with it, right? This beautiful dip is actually really special. Looks like I could take advantage of it. I should look for the beatest coin and plop it in there and wait for a double up, you know? Alpha. Like, I don't own any alpha. It's down. This thing has been hot. Interesting. I don't think I would buy this high, but just, you know, I'm thinking now of what to buy. Let's take a look at Anchor. I never really chart Anchor. I don't talk about Anchor a lot, so it's good that you brought it up. Kind of give me more associated with Anchor. Okay, I like Anchor only a penny too. I love when something's only a penny. Anchor did a sand last night. So they pumped sand, they pumped Anchor, right? Anchor was just 9/10 of a penny, went all the way to 14, right? 1/10 of a penny and 1 cent and 4/10 of a penny. I'm now retracing on the 4 hour. This is one that actually isn't on the bottom though. So this had its pump and wants to retrace. I like RSR. I think RSR is a great coin. Thank you for bringing that up, Ben. RSR is a great coin, and it's going to do something. It has a niche. I believe it's going to be an amazing coin, and it has a really big backing. People bring it up on Twitter. It's one of the most mentioned coins. You took a look at Anchor, and Anchor was in that consolidation period too. Let's take a look. Oh wow, let's take a look at Anchor on the daily. Wow, giant cup and handle. You guys can see that. Remember VChain did something like this, or you know, kind of Zilliqua did something like this, where it was in this like huge cup. Right? Then we had this handle here coming off the side. Pretty interesting where we're at here. Anchor, man. Then I also want to kind of just, so I look at that, then I'll take that off. That's an idea for me, but then I also kind of want to bring it here. Bit of an asymmetric triangle, or, you know, broke to the upside though. It has a big target due to its wide base, right? Took that retrace. Anchor. Interesting. To me, that just, I stay away from a pump like that, but we do have the red retrace candle. Got to just start looking at smaller time frames and see how it's dealing with the sell-off, right? And see how if the sell-off was a straight line, or are we going more sideways? Somewhat of a double bottom on the sell-off too. And I know you don't believe me, but look at, I'll show you something in a second, because now I'm getting a photographic pattern recognition of when I saw sand earlier today. So look, we'll go back to sand. And this is what I'm talking about with like pattern recognition, right? Like photographic pattern recognition. Like I see it one time, my mind starts connecting, okay, where was it before? Does that come from rapping for years and establishing patterns? It's very possible. Rap, you establish cadence patterns in your mind consistently, right? So you're always using the brain to match patterns. Yes, they're not visual patterns, but you may be using a similar part of your brain, right? So we're gonna take a look at sand right now, and I want to show you what I'm showing you on the 1 minute. When I was on the 1 minute in sand, I drew this line here, right? I want you to focus on this area here, and it was a double bottom sideways. See it? Double bottom sideways. Not perfect, but we're seeing somewhat of that same idea, you know? Before this actually broke to the upside, all we had was just this big pump and a sideways double bottom. You know, we have a big pump here and a sideways double bottom. Acting similar. I do see the 4 hour wants to turn on us though, and I'd wait for the Stokes to get low before I decided to get back into this. Anchor though. Yeah, I need to wait for more confirmation. I'm not getting enough information, in my opinion. Like, yeah, I guess it is consolidating well here, though. I'll give you that. It's consolidating well on this side. just not my thing to jump on. I got to watch this a little longer to be able to give you guys like what I would possibly do. NRSR for a month. It's hammered down right now a little. Gonna get some ADA for sure. Awesome. Shout out to Mo, man. Shout out to everyone here on the live stream, guys. Thank you guys so much for jumping in. Please hit that like button. Please share the stream. Post it to your Facebook. Post it to your Twitter. Post it wherever you can, man. And say, hey, getting some good data and analysis here. Jump on in, you know. Let's take a look at CRV. Well, I'm in the S's, so I'll do Sol just because this list is long. And going up and down sometimes takes a bit. Wow, so Sol took a dump city on y'all, huh? I'm glad I didn't take that call. There was some call, say Sol's about to pump. I don't know if you guys saw it. I think someone was trying to spread some pump and dump information. I deleted it immediately. Let's take a look at Sol right now. Okay, so I had an inverted head and shoulder possibly in there too as well. See that? And we talked about a possible break into the upside. Still hasn't done that yet. Let's see what we're looking at. Sol's consolidating nicely though, right? Especially since the rest of the market is in a pretty bad dump. Whenever you see a coin kind of acting as if it doesn't care what the rest of the market does, that's a pretty good sign. I mean, this is a rising wedge, right? 68% chance to break to the downside, but we do see these break up a lot in crypto. Also, the 4 hours looking really healthy with a double bottom on the MACD and a double bottom on the Stokes. Only a matter of time till this curves to the upside. Sol. A lot of news too. I think there's seems like they're really coming out with something. Seems to be a lot of social media talk on Sol recently. Looks like Sol can get to 625, a quick double up from its 330 regions here where it's at. Yeah, and you can see it basically was in this long downtrend ever since what, September 1st. Finally peeked its head out on January 2nd. That was your indication. See, whenever you see a long trend line here, can't get above, and you see it peak, I'm telling you, that's how we knew how to get into XRP. Very simple. Like, we saw XRP finally break a line that hadn't broken in a while. We rode that from 25 all the way to 70 cents, 78, 79, 80 cents. So that's how you do these things. This is like a recognition. You're like, ooh. A lot of times it breaks out, comes back for a retest. Doesn't always touch it, but it might come back down to do a bounce. And now look, forming a rising wedge, right? Which if it breaks out, it begins a parabolic move to the upside. And it's in a new trend. I mean, you can clearly see downtrend. So this is when people say the trend is your friend, like don't trade against the trend. Like this is now forming a nice trend to the upside, right? You don't trade, you don't try to long this area here. Like when you hit this bot, oh, let me long. Because look, you keep getting hit. There's no, when you put the trend, you have an established downtrend. You have not broken the trend. Here, you've clearly broken the trend and established a new trend to the upside. So this is bullish to me. Of all the things we're seeing in the market today, this is very bullish. I do like Sol. Something's making me kind of maybe want to take a little nibble myself on Sol. So there you go. I'm antsy right now because I basically took the 2K, turned it into 5K in about 4 days, and now I'm like, what do I do with it, right? I want to do something fun with it, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly, right? But that's a good little look on Sol. Let's take a look at the daily on Sol. The daily is spent, right? It needs to come down. It's crossing right now and needs to come back. So I think this could come dump. The daily says we're going to dump to 250. I have to be honest. If I just read it for what it is, it's going to Bart Simpson its way, break down from the rising wedge. It's already starting to break down. You can see if we see a candle close on the 1 hour below that, which we did. We got two candles to close below that bottom trend line of the pattern. I also have the bigger trend line there. That's why you have two wide lines. But yeah, H-bar continuing to make a move. Up 14% today on Bitcoin alone and holding gains from where it was. Did a bit of a double top here though with bearish divergence. Fell to the downside but seems to be holding this new level now. Funny, man. H-bar, remember, it didn't move. And that's another kind of, it's not an easy indication, but what I do is, you know, we saw the whole market pump. And the whole market pump from like December 1st to December 12th, 14th, we saw some big moves. And then this didn't really do anything. And then look, on the 12th and the 11th, this had its reign. So this is very similar to the sand idea. Look, long rounded bottom. Whenever you can round these bottoms into consolidation, and look, it was even a double bottom. I was looking at this before it even broke to the upside. I drew this double bottom, said, hey, and I drew this white line. I did the double bottom through a white line here. I did it real quick one night. I was probably just looking at it. This is like my primitive TA, right? Sometimes I'm just I'm doing just enough to give me an example. And I drew a double bottom. I brought this here, your head to your bottom, right? Your W. You take your middle W to your neck, your like your leg lines there. You swing this to match the edge, and that gave me this red support line at 8.7, and we went flying through that. If you don't know what H-bar is, too, it's a Hedera hash graph. It's with Swirl. It's one of the guys that was like kind of in the NSA or NASA. Like he's like a space NASA scientist kind of dude. Not perfect. The guy who created it, but it runs on Byzantine fault tolerance. It doesn't run on blockchain. It runs on like gossip speak, meaning like computers talk to each other, and each computer can tell what the next computer knows. So each computer just has to tell the next part of the story and add to the chain. It saves money. It's not the same. So this is something that, its technology is completely different than blockchain. It's called Hedera hash graph. So can we take a look at XVIX? What is XVIX? What is that? XVIX. I got it on Uniswap for Ether. Okay, had a nice, beautiful pump, gained on ETH pretty well, came back down. I think you're gonna, you know what I'm gonna know? I'm gonna give you guys some knowledge here. Uniswap isn't as well known as Binance, Coinbase, right? So you know a lot of newbies are selling the Ethereum, doing funky things today. Just acting emotional. Whoever got into crypto in the last week, they're now everyone. Oh, this is 2017. I'm gonna lose it all. If I don't sell for a loss right now, it's gonna get worse. I need this money to pay the rent. I thought I was going to double up in a week. See, if you're not a patient person, you end up losing a lot of money, you know? Like I bought sand with no stop loss. I put $2,000 in there, and I was willing to hold it for 4 months. I didn't need that money. I didn't say I was going to have to pull it out. And look, I doubled up in 4 days. Now, someone that needed the money would have put in a stop loss because they would have been more afraid of losing it. They probably would have gotten stopped out, and then they would have seen sand up hundreds of %. It's insane how the more desperate of your situation, the more the markets take advantage of you. That's why it's good to have a little bit of income flowing in as well as trading. You know, set up some passive income streams as well as trading, you know, because if you don't, you can get into your head a little bit. And I'll be honest, I've been there many times. You know, now I have a few passive income streams, not a lot, but a few, and just enough to keep me sane, right? To keep me sane when the markets are up and down. Like, I know I'm going to pay my rent. I know I'm going to get food. I know I'm going to still have a car, you know, and then I can sell this stuff when the time is right, you know, and in that nature, I'm still able to take advantage of the pumps that are coming. Now, this is a bit of an inverted head and shoulders for SVIX. You see it, and you can see that this is kind of popping up, could break to the upside and get all the way to 0 to 8. Well, we changed the Gus funds to the Mo Money Markets because Mo Money Markets, man. But we got the Gus funds. We'll take a look at the Gus funds, see what's happening in the regular markets, just to juxtapose how we feel, how we see what is going on. Apple. I gave you my Apple call, and I told you it's just consolidating in this area here, and I wouldn't be nervous about it. I told you actually to add down here what I would do. This isn't financial advice. Again, what I told you what I would be doing, not what you should be doing. You should do nothing you see on this channel. This is for entertainment purposes only, for complete speculation. And you can see we were down. I said I would like to purchase down here. I said we're just consolidating, and I'm still going to hold my target at 169, and I'm not going to get scarish or bearish. So I'm sticking with my Apple call that I made for you guys probably about, I'd say 3 to 4 weeks ago now at about 119, 120. And this is why it's patience. You want to make a nice 40, 25% gains on that 120? Just sit tight. 30% actually you're going to make from that initial entry, you know, to my target. So if you stick with me, trying to get you guys to make 38%. If you stick with me though, you gotta stick with the plan. Can't get cold feet. Okay. Now let's take a look at the Dow Jones. The dizzy Dow Jones. Dow Jones now starting to get a little bearish, but doing okay. It's in this big rising wedge. Funny, it's in that similar pattern that Bitcoin was in that we talk about. How funny is that? Similar pattern. You'd be like, no, I don't see it. Let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you real quick, because again, that's my pattern recognition, right? I see it. I see it. I see it. My brain recognizes the patterns over and over again. So someone could be a really good trader, but the pattern recognition is insanity, right? So before we crashed, we were very similar. Like we had our dump and our move to the upside, you know, our dump, our move to the upside, dump, move to the upside, dump, move to the upside, you know, looks very similar to this area here. And the Dow's like right here. You see what I'm saying? Pump down, move to the upside. Dump down, that move to the upside. And you can see it. So it tells you that the Dow, I mean, scary to say, but that's a rising wedge with a 68% chance to break to the downside. If the Dow doesn't break to the upside, which it absolutely needs to do, which would make a parabolic run up to 40K, it's coming back down to 19,000 because that's the measured move. Now we're going to clone this. Okay. We'll throw this up here, and this is going to give you where the Dow is going to go to the upside. So you have two chances, man. In the next week, you're going to know on this 12-hour chart whether we're going bullish or bearish. But I will warn you, there's a scenario here where we could get very, very bearish on these stocks. And that wouldn't be good for anything you're in. I don't care what position you're in. If the Dow takes a dump like that, you better watch it. So, levels of support and resistance to watch for the Dow. Huge level here is 29,290. Next big level here is 26,380. Next big level is 22,650. We break that 20,000 and it's almost a shoo-in that we get to the 19, even $17,000 region. So check it out. Can you look at Cody? Shout out to Trading to Intuition. Can you look at SPXU? Can you look at SKLZ? So the Dow will affect the whole market. So even if you're a crypto guy, I want you to understand that you do want to see what's happening with the Dow. You do want to bring the Dow into play on the Gus funds. Shout out to my man Gus on the Gus funds, man. Love you, Gus. So take a look at this, man. Silver breaking out, doing a bit of a retest, holding this level now at 24.61. So silver holding good support. Didn't break back into the pattern, and is representing this trend line pretty well. Is a head and shoulder, though, which I don't like to see. Could make silver go back down and test this region at 21. So we're all watching this level here. We can't break 24.61. We can't. It's a big deal for silver. One bad thing is we got hot. We're low in the Stokes in the daily. So silver's in a good place. Actually, maybe a good place to add to a silver call. I'm still holding this region here. We are having some support and resistance, but once we break above 29, we're going to gap up to 36 pretty fast. So let's watch silver in the next few days. I'd like to see it capture this new support region at 26, and then we can call it a day. We're going to watch it level by level, though, and kind of give you the day-by-day play for silver. If it breaks 26, I'll be happy with it staying in this region, and then we're going to go for the 27.30, and then with 27.30, we're going for 29.70. We really don't want to break 29.50 though. That would 24.50. That would be a big deal for me because it looks like we could gap down pretty fast to the 21 area and get held up by hopefully the 200-day moving average. ENJ/USD. Can you look at SPXU? SPXU, the old short on the market. Wow, it's at 27 now. That can't be right. Up 400% today. Is that real in real time? Interesting. Remember, we got into SPXU at around $7, right? But this is weird. What do they... I feel like they did something to this. Like, because the price was like $9 or $7 when I used to get into this. I'm wondering... I think they did something. They cut it or... Yeah, because like... It's down, and I know it looks like it's at the lowest point it's ever been. This is how you short the S&P, guys. These are pro shares, trust, ultra pro short in the S&P. If you look at it on the daily, it actually is not looking. Still has some room in the Stokes. Yeah, you get some indications that it's time to short the market. I don't know, man. I use the market itself to short the market. I don't like to use the inverse lows of the shorting mechanisms, I found that, like, just like down tokens, I found that to be implausible because it could continue down on a falling knife. Like, there's no indications, right? And we could make all the indications we want. I like looking at the Dow and seeing where the Dow's going, and then we could look at this and make a play on this. Obviously, once we see that idea, we'll put them together. But I'm not going to go short the Dow based on this being oversold. You get what I'm saying? I don't find that value too viable. Some people could battle me and say you're completely wrong, and that's okay. Just not my style. Not my style, right? Okay, more tickers, more action, guys. Let me know what's going on. We got 25 people, 19 people in here. Let's interact. Let's get moving. Let me give you the value that you need. I can't give you the value you need if you don't ask for it. So let me know what you need. Let's work together. Let's make some moves. Let's look at Crypto Life for one. I want to show you ENJ Engine Coin. This coin is a huge coin. It melts value inside of video games. So you could buy a weapon in one video game. You could what's called melt it into Engine Coin. You could send the Engine Coin to someone else. They could sell that Engine Coin, and then they could buy a weapon in another game. So you can use accessories that you're winning and gaining in different games and use them in another game. That's what makes Engine Coin different than almost any other coin in the market. People starting to figure out how big and great Engine Coin really is. One of my first picks a year or two ago, I liked Engine Coin down at 4 cents. You could see it consolidated here for a while, and now it's boomed up. Yeah, it's high. You don't want to be chasing these big candles. You're going to have to wait for some type of pullback or retracement, a flag. Wow. That was a huge movement, though. Engine Coin going all the way from 12 to 34 cents. And how low was it really? Let's see. The lowest you could have bought Engine Coin on the low of March at 2 cents, and it's at 34. It did a 16x since March. I guess that and the rest of the market. I mean, it's not even impressive anymore. I know people that don't even know how to trade that are making 10x in the stock market now. It's kind of sad, man. Like, you don't even really need to be gifted anymore, you know? That's why I like crypto. Crypto still takes a little bit of skill. You come in here, you're going to get wrecked fast. It gives me that value, right? Because if you don't know what you're doing in crypto, if you're not willing to hold DCA and do the right things, if you don't want to make patient money, you want to make fast money, and you're going to follow some expert traders and try to run that, there's a chance you get wrecked real fast. Real fast.
There were some emails, but I don't know if you need to look at them.
Well, how would you not know?
I read them as if they're asking Joshua for a VPN something, but I don't know if they should be asking you.
Okay. When did you see them?
Just now.
Okay.
From 35 minutes ago.
I did bring that up in the meeting yesterday. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So here we go. Engine Coin, man. What you got to do is you got to go to the 7-minute. You got to do something like hit auto, and you got to look at where you're at and see what's going on. It's the only way, right? You can see I have this rising wedge here that I drew on the 7-minute. So I was already kind of deep in the chart here. And you would have possibly bought the breakout here, and wow, man, that would have rendered you a wonderful gain. Now we're seeing them hitting this support region where we hit before. Kind of doing a bounce here. So Engine, man. And you can see it made a rising wedge. Always build a story for yourself, guys. Because what this is doing is this is teaching you what patterns do. And it's helping you trade later on in life because you're going to be able to trust the pattern, understand the pattern. You're giving your subconscious information every time you're doing these things. So break to the downside. And you'd say, well, how do you get the measured move, remote crypto lifer? How do you know this stuff? You take the base of the triangle, you swing it here. That's your measured move. So look like Engine could be completing the measured move here on the 15-minute. And then you want to go maybe the 1 hour. You want to start seeing if you can see some consolidation, what's going on. And there, the 1 hour, you have the rising wedge that broke to the downside. Possible head and shoulder pattern too. And now what you want to do is just start making support and resistance lines. And now it's super important you pull what's called a Fibonacci retracement because you don't know where this wants to come back down, right? So you take its initial pump where you're at. You hit Alt F, and that's going to be the same on like Coinigy. I don't care what you're using. And look, we came to the 382. A lot of times we do come to the 618. It wouldn't be strange for us to come back to 26 cents, especially when we pumped all the way from 12. We did a 300%. Actually, we went to 46 from 12. And we did that in, about 10 days. So in 10 days, let's take our measured move ruler here. In 10 days, we went up 224%. I feel like it's more than that because 12 times 3 is 36, and this went up to 48. It's weird. Maybe this isn't all the way at the bottom. Anyway, definitely a 4x right there. I mean, 48 would have been 4x, so a little under a 4x. Unbelievable, right? CTK USDT. I'm in from 222. Unbelievable. Yeah, and see, that's a hold, like, you may want to just sell half up here and buy back half. I like to sell half on a double or half when I'm up a lot like that. EGLD doing great. You can see, look, despite the market moves, not really giving back anything. Really not. Like, still getting ready to move to the upside. Not making lower lows. The alts are holding really well against Bitcoin. I'll be honest. You can see it. Look at Engine Bitcoin only down 7%. Look at EOS Bitcoin's up 4%. So EOS is up on Bitcoin. And a bunch of other coins are up on Bitcoin. So, even DOT is up on Bitcoin a little bit here. You can see DOT's making moves on Bitcoin in the last few days. So if you wanted to get more Bitcoin, buying DOT for BTC and then selling DOT would have been a great move. CTK USDT. CTK USDT. Well, funny it didn't have a pair. Wow, what a dump city though, right? So I don't even look at something like that. To me, that's just like pump and dump city. You can see it was a pump and dump. I don't even know what this coin does or what it is. CTK, I don't know, man. This thing just pumped and dumped. Look at that. It pumped and dumped here. It consolidated for mad long. What a horrible coin to be in if you've been holding this long. Look at just waiting and waiting and waiting. Then it went all the way up to 157 and got dumped again. Interesting. I'll look at this again when I can see some better market structure, but this thing is just, yeah. I guess, yeah, buy the bottom here. It's consolidating. Might be a nice place to get in. I'd have to do a deep dive. I'll put this on my radar. We'll see. I'm so curious of a person. I need to know what the hell it is. I can't like walk away and be like, I don't know, and tell you guys to your face that I don't know what that coin is. That's why I know so much about different coins, because I refuse to walk away from the knowledge, right? Is it Certic? Is that what we're talking about? I believe it is. The other one's probably a joke. Yeah, this is it. Heard about it now when I see the name Certic. So what is Certic? Certic is a security-first delegated proof-of-stake blockchain for trustworthy execution of mission-critical applications, including DeFi, NFTs, and autonomous vehicles. Autonomous vehicles. Certain chain prioritizes cross-chain compatibility. Built as a Cosmos hub. That's good. See, Cosmos hub. Cosmos is big. It's got Cosmos in there. With the full EVM and Hyperledger Borrow compatibility, as well as compatibility with EWSAM and Ant Financial's Ant Chain. Across protocols, blockchain projects can receive security insights with the Security Oracle, which provides real-time guards of on-chain transactions, identifying and flagging a wide range of malicious vulnerabilities before they occur. Interesting. So it's security first, delegated proof. Interesting. Certic shields the decentralized membership system to enable reimbursements of lost and stolen cryptocurrency from any protocol. Reimbursement decisions are fully made at the discretion of the members of the Certic shield, who may be blockchain projects or individual community supporters. Interesting. What is DeepC? DeepC is a secure programming language and compiler toolchain compatible with CVM, EVM, and EWASM and Ant Financial Ant Chain. DeepC has been awarded research grants from Ethereum, IBM Columbia, and Qtum to push forward its hypersecure programming language. While coding in DeepC, mathematical proofs are automatically generated to prove alignment between the intended specification and the actual code, allowing for the greater depth of formal verification and correctness. What is the CTK virtual machine? This is very interesting. Zcash going to be a good buy one of these days too. I think around 44 if it goes there. I do. Shout out to Ross Bush, man. Let's take a look at Ether for you, man. We're getting to that 21,000 region now for Bitcoin, though. 31,000. I mean, yeah, we it's hanging on this 31. That we break 31,000, we're going to 29,000. And we break 29, 28. We break 28, we're going to 25K. So, shout out to Wrenchy T with the popcorn. He never misses with that popcorn, man. Never misses. Let's take a look at ETH right now. ETH, Bitcoin, too. I want to see what ETH is doing against Bitcoin. Ave, man. Let's take a look at ETH BTC. ETH USD is struggling a little bit, right? I was supposed to break to the upside. Now it's forming the same pattern. Bitcoin was in that little double top. Don't like to see that. Now I'm going to kind of change the pattern a little bit for us. Now you're in a bit of a channel, man. My friends. Something like this, right? Down, up, down. Hopefully we continue to the upside. We are resetting on the 4-hour Stokes. As much as there's a lot of bearish sentiment today, it's kind of like this is when it happened, right? Last night we got our dump, and it's time to pick up the pieces. In my opinion, it's only a matter of time till ETH is going to hit that all-time high. Just forming a bigger rising wedge, in my opinion, which it may want to break out parabolically to the upside. So that's just what I see happening for ETH, right? Is, and then just, break into the upside. I like Ethereum here on this rising wedge. Strong movement, strong support. So, yeah. Neo, USDT, Cody, Anchor, and VeChain. VeChain, man. Let's take a look at Cody. Now, I remember when I go to my memory, Cody was in that beautiful cup and handle. Let's take a look at it on the 4-hour. Actually, the daily really was the cup and handle. And it kind of hit my target, right? I mean, cup, handle, there was my target all the way at 812. It hit that, hit right below it, come back down, and now it's doing a bit of a consolidation. Look at Cody right here. Doing this, broke out, came back down, kind of retesting the top of this pattern, which is interesting. Something of this nature here. So, boom. If it breaks out, it looks like it wants to retest 8 and continue on its way. It's forming a beautiful uptrend. I'm not bearish on Cody at all right now. And it's resetting on the 1-hour. It's about to reset on the 4-hour. Has a little more downward movement. Look for it to kind of stay in this region, though. It's kind of doing its thing. It's also forming a pennant, in my opinion. So watch it. Make sure it stays in this pennant. And as long as it does, pretty simple, like we always talk about, you want to be getting in here on the low part of the pennant on that 4-hour. Cody temporary target is 9. You got your Stokes double bottoming. They just need to come down a little more. They could go sideways in this region. We'll see. This could be a sharper wedge. Could be like this too. It's okay if it does this. Looks like that kind of more how the oscillators want it to be. But there's your idea for Cody, man. So just draw this pattern, stick with it, and buy the bottom of the pattern. Keep a stop loss sharp or DCA long term. And don't worry about a stop loss, which I think is the better idea. Take a nibble right now to get yourself established. Even if I don't care what it is. If you want to go in for 1,000, you take a nibble for $200 right now. You take a nibble for $20. Once you take the nibble, you're invested. And once you're invested, you start doing better with getting to the dollar cost average. I'll be honest. But that initial buy helps you out. It kind of establishes your position and you go from there. UOS is finally taking off. Ether Big Boss. RLC is a good pick. Zcash going to be a good buy one of these days. I believe Zcash is a fork of Bitcoin. Zcash is a Bitcoin fork, ZEC. I believe if you research it and go into that, you'll find it's one of the oldest coins, honestly. I had it in this rising wedge, breaking all the way up to here. Only went halfway to break down. Basically, now it's forming a bit of a Bart Simpson pattern. It looks like it come all the way back down to 73. These white lines, these are when I was doing these like a year ago. So that means I worked on this a year ago. Really haven't looked much at it. Again, though, all you had to do was play these cups. These bowls and these cups. Be patient. Accumulate on the bowl. It's a pretty simple game. If you can clear your mind and not stress out, it's not as hard as I'm not saying it's easy. Nothing in life is easy. But it's not as painstakingly difficult as people make it out to be. Right? Let's take a look at Waves. Waves was in this downtrend. Finally broke it after a month. Got faked out. Coming back for a possible retest of this area. But it really just... It already broke out of the previous resistance. It's forming a new uptrend. I'd start taking nibbles. You know, we know there's institutional support for Waves. You know, once it starts to cook, it cooks. It already cooked from 4 all the way up to 960. It retraced back to the low of 470, 480. That was your beautiful low. And now it's making back moves, already up 50% from that low where it hit about January 4th. So you can see that it's starting to say, hey, I'm back. I'm back for a big move. Yeah, I didn't make the biggest one, but I'm double bottoming now. Look, double bottom possible here. Look at the 1 hour. Possible double bottom here. Hitting this level at 630 area. And we're low on the Stokes. I'm telling you right now, Waves, baby, Waves. Nice chance to do a deep. I personally like Waves right here. I do. Let's take a look at Uni going all the way up to 8. Now it's double bottoming out of this kind of dropped out of a falling wedge. Double bottom though with the 200-day moving average. That is a sign in my friends. That is a sign. You double bottom on the 200-day moving average. It's very strong confluence of support. Okay. Very strong confluence of support. Just want to put that out there. I'm not going to say I'm making a guaranteed trade on that or anything. I just want you to see that. And again, it's that idea. It's that same pattern that we discussed too with Bitcoin. It's in the rising wedge. It breaks to the downside. It creates a double bottom. And it goes up to the upside. And we showed you this earlier today like 3 or 4 times. Anytime, Ross. Anytime, man. I'm in Cody, DCAing in on Cody. That's a good idea, man. It's a good idea. RLC is a big pick. Let's see what's down today. Waves down 10%. So nice little nibble on Waves, in my opinion. I'm going to show you what I see down the most. And we'll see what's up the most. We'll take a look at my entire list. So ETH up. Obviously, all the up tokens doing bad, of course, right? Hedgic is down 19%. But this coin was pumping, did a double bottom here. Actually still holding this lower level that it still created for consolidation. Just came out from the bottom here. So you may want to look at Hedgic, right? BLZ. BLZ was pumping super duper, went all the way to 16. Took a retracement to 12. Down 18% today. Just, you know, Ren. Ren has been doing amazing things. I had it going all the way up to the target here. Didn't make it all the way, right? Bitcoin stopped it in its tracks, did a double top, came back down. It's coming to the 200-day moving average as well. We're resetting on the Stokes on the 1 hour, resetting on the Stokes on the 4 hour. We're resetting on the Stokes. No, not on the daily though. So you do have a red engulfing candle on that daily though. Pretty, you know, you can stick that candle right in that one. Usually comes down. Your next level of support really is here and here. One is 5.3, 53 cents, and then you got 44 cents for Ren. I like Ren a lot. It's a hot coin. Thanks, man. Great lessons today. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Neo USDT. Let's take a look at Neo. So you're trying to look for what you think is a great buy today. Grin. Grin has been pumping, doing some interesting things. It's kind of a good little pump and dump coin. I think it's just a coin I use to get more Bitcoin, you know, nothing else. Really don't care about the fundamentals at all. But Grin. Aave down 60%. This is a coin that people love and want. Very rare to see it have a candle this big. That's like the biggest. Look, it's the biggest red candle it's had. Look at this. This is the biggest sell-off. High of 196. Went to a low of 161. We're talking a 16% change. 10%. I'm going over big channel. 11%. 11%. I'm getting it from up here. See the open close and it gives me my percentages. Biggest 18% there. 16%. So this one was a bigger percentage candle. But one of the biggest drops we've seen for Aave, man. And look, it hasn't even fulfilled its down spiral all the way on the MACD. Tells me there could be some more coming, or do we go sideways here? And little light when you get a chance. It's cloud-based computing. Sand pump today. Isn't that amazing, Wrenchy, man? We got the sand pump, baby. Yeah. I went over it this morning. Can't forget little Litecoin. Yeah, little Litecoin doing its thing. LRC down hot today, 15%. And that coin was pumping heavy. Has a lot of talk about it. Actually hitting the 21-day moving average, which is really a good sign. So LRC, interesting to put on your radar. Sushi loves to pop. Every coin is having that engulfing candle, man. I hope they fight through it. Yikes. Big red candles for everything. Look, this fought so through this beautiful double bottom. Now we're holding support here at 49. Ocean, man. Wreck shop. 788 for Adam. So let me take a look at total, man. What's going on with the market cap? Are we getting bagged? Tell you, man, though, I would use this day to add to my bags. Any bag that you guys feel like you didn't get yet. And there's the entry, and we did not get the entry and the stop loss and the target. That trade did not occur. Okay? You should make a clip of your late stream where you called sand. I agree. I agree, because that was an amazing call, right? Thank you, Bagwell33. I appreciate that. I don't even know when I made the call, honestly. It was Sunday night. You're saying it was Sunday night, right? Or Saturday night, possibly. I was just fixated on sand, man. I knew it hadn't popped. Everything else had popped. Everything around it. Everything well established. Like Rose, kind of telling me the same story. You know, it could fly all the way up into these new highs at 12. So like Rose is kind of my next. Now I'm going to put this on your radar because I'm like, look at Rose. So we'd wait for Rose to reset on the daily. Put an alert down here. Watch Rose possibly come back down to this area. It will touch the 21-day moving average, maybe on a wick. I'm telling you right now. And then Rose, you could see an explosive move for Rose. I'm just starting to get the same vibe that I got from Sand. So I want to put that on your radar. Also, if I delete everything and I clean it up, I mean, that's a cup and handle. Right? Do you see it, guys? Right, there's your cup. Are we making a bit of a handle here? Like so. Okay. Rose, cup, and handle. Take your bull line to your bottom of your bowl, flip it out. And that could give us some big moves for Rose up to 6.9. Up to 9 cents. Almost 10 cents. I think that's 70%. Yeah. 68% chance. 68% gains. So watch Rose, man. I just put that on your radar, just like I put Sand on your radar. Look at the 4-hour double bottoming, looking like it could be getting its move. So this is something that I really want to stress here. I believe it's an IEO by Binance, and they like to pop it. You called it call of the week, man. Thank you so much, man. Oh, you called it the call of the week. I did, yeah. Hey, that's why people should stick with the channel, man. Honestly. Hey, the proof is in the pudding, right? I could say whatever I want. The proof is in it's all there. It's all there. We did SGMO. We told you it was going to retrace, continue its thing. Doing a double bottom here, but it is retracing. Could easily come down to the 618 Fibonacci level, which we said was about 12. Just doing this quick for you guys because I'm going by it. Alt F. Fibonacci retrace. Yeah, so look for this to come back down to 1290. That's when I would position myself to get back in, or somewhere in between the 0.5 and the 618. So between 14 and about 1290, somewhere in this golden pocket. What a move we had for SGMO. But what goes up must always come down in some shape or fashion. I love me some cake. I'll tell you why I love cake. People are using Cake to stake Reef, and Reef is doing great. In 10 days of staking Cake, I made $160 of Reef. So, yeah, it's saying you're making 240% APY. So here's the deal. It's 240% APY. I put 1,000 in there, right? So you're thinking in a year, you should come out with $2,400, right? So then you're going to say the 240, you can divide that by 12. You say, how much do I get for holding it for a month? I get 20%. I mean, that's $200, right? Off of your 1,000, which is pretty insane to do nothing. To make 2,000 off your 1,000 to do absolutely nothing. That's with Pancake Swap. That's why I'm staking Cake to get Reef. Now, Reef, so now what you do is you look at Reef token, what's called Reef Finance, and you look at that on Binance, right? And you'll see here Reef, right? And you'll take a look. Now, I started farming this puppy about 10 days ago. So, it's been 7 days. Reef is up 158%. Okay? So, I started farming Reef when Reef was at 8. Okay? I'm getting 20% a month using Pancake Swap. And then they're giving me Reef, right? I'm using the Reef, and now the Reef's up 158%. So I'm making way more than 240% APY. You get it? So this is just insane. And look, Reef isn't down much today at all. It's actually up today. It's actually doing well in the last 24 hours. Reef is doing very well. So I'm extremely happy with the Reef Cake thing that's going on right now. I actually think that I should take 500 of the profits that I just made and put it into Cake and Reef, because it's doing well, and if it's not broke, I don't think you should fix it, right? So I'm believing I'm going to dollar cost average into this idea. Every few months, add a little more, and it's an ongoing thing. It just does not stop. In a second, if you stay tuned, I can just show you basically. I can just show you the Reef bag and how it adds up and what's going on with that, because it's pretty interesting, to say the least. It's called pancakeswap.finance. Okay. Again, don't do anything that I'm doing. This isn't financial advice. I'm just taking you guys through the life of a crypto lifer. You know, what I do, how I make passive income, all the different ways in which you can sustain yourself using Pancake Swap, right? So you'll see I'm here right now, and the first thing you want to do is go to your MetaMask, and you're going to want to change it to the Binance Smart Chain, which I've already added. You're going to have to add that. I'll do a video on that because it's not so easy. It takes a second for you to understand what's going on with the Binance Smart Chain. But then you connect on the Binance Smart Chain with the MetaMask. Boom, you go to your farms. Go to your, let's see, home. Farm stakes. Pools, no. Yeah, there you go. And there's my Reef pool, 7,409 Reef, right? I also staked it for BNB, and BNB is also giving me Reef. So I checked my BNB account last night, and I had about 1,200 Reef. So I added the 1,200 Reef, right, to the 7,409. Boom, and then I times that by the 0.2 cents that we're at. It's actually up more than that, right? 0.2045425, right? Actually went to 0.2493 right now. That's $176. And I've been doing it. How long have I been staking for? Like, it's been like 10 or 12 days. I think, no, maybe, yeah, maybe it's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks. But yeah, like, and then right when I got into Cake, here's another cool part of this. And right when I got into Cake at like 59. Now Cake's at 63. So this is just like, the more active you are, you can sit and conceptualize this. You close your brain, you say, okay, I can get into Cake. Cake goes up 10%. but I stake cake for Reef. Reef goes up 10 to 100. Look, 158% Reef went up, right? So Reef goes up 158%, right, from 0.008. And I'm also mining. It's you can only imagine the compounding interest you're gaining. And this is on a small level. This is on a small level. So this is more than just trading. As a crypto lifer, you want to get involved. 14 days for me, 10 days for you. So he knew. Yeah. Yes, would like a video on how to make passive income. Interesting. Don't forget to compound your cake farming for more Reef too. Explain. How do I compound the cake farming for more Reef? How do I do that? I don't know how to do that. So look, I'm missing out. There's even more ways to earn. Jesse, explain. If you're around, could you explain? That would be really interesting for me to understand, honestly. Unbelievable, though. Yeah, so even on a day where the market's just in complete mess, it looks like some of the plays that I got cooking are cooking well. They're cooking well, and it's due to the calm, patient nature that I'm going about this. Like, I don't have to make every move today. It doesn't have to be now. You stay cake for cake, and every cake you farm, just compound to the cake stake. I thought I only do stake. I'm doing the cake for Reef, right? I'm just staking the cake for Reef. Do I harvest? What do I do? Exactly. Can you explain like what I'm doing? I think if you made a video series on passive income, it would get a lot of views. I would love this series. No, I will. You stay cake for cake, and every cake you farm, just compound to the cake stake. Where? How? Because I'm in the pool. I'm in the Reef pool right now. I'm not in the cake pool. You can farm cake with cakes. Yeah, I know, right here. But I'm farming cake. I'm farming Reef for cake. So I don't want to leave this stake. Someone just said, don't forget to compound your cake farming for more Reef too. So you see there is a compound button on the cake pool. Yeah, but I'm not in the cake pool is what I just said like a bunch of times. I'm not staked in the cake pool. I'm staked in here in the Reef pool. So I'm in the Reef pool. And yeah. There's so many ways for passive income. There really is. You buy a cake, you stake the cake to farm the cake in the cake pool. I know, but I'm not doing that. I'm doing Reef. I thought just someone said I could also compound cake on top of the Reef, but I can't until I leave the Reef pool, which I don't want to do. I think I'm going to make more money on the Reef pool than on the cake pool because Reef is lower in price, and I think there's a bigger appreciation of value, and that's why I'm going to go for that, right? What does harvest mean? And do I want to harvest? Every couple of days you click the compound button. Interesting. And compound the cake. So maybe I should put some cake in here and do that too. To compound the cake, you need to farm the cake in the cake pool. Understood now. I get it. But look, it's 223. This one's 234.5. This one was the biggest one, except for the front pool, 239. 240% APY. But these are great APYs. I mean, look at them all. The BSQ, the JV pool. Your project. Create a pool for your token. Apply now. Pretty cool, right? Wow, so there's the Sierra pool, man. Stack. And that's what it comes from, stacking your pancakes. That's the idea, right? Stacking your money like pancakes. Letting your money stack on itself. And that's the idea. That's why they call it pancake swap. It's not all fun and games. Like, there's some actual reality behind these food mentions, which is pretty interesting, right? We seeing a push up now in any of these altcoins? Or are we just kind of dead for the day? It's a Thursday, right? 12:45. Bitcoin battling 31K. We did get a pump. You know, I think we do this. I'll show you. I think this is what we're gonna do. This is my ideas. These are my ideas. So no guarantees here, but just these are thoughts. I think we kind of maybe do a double bottom here. Like this. You know, something like this, and then we break to the upside again. There's a chance this was just a scare and we move up. If there's such a supply shock, if there's this many people buying Bitcoin, why would we go back to $25,000? Like, how does that make any sense? You know, and if the Stokes are this low on the daily and on the 4 hour, like, how do we continue to go low? We don't, right? So I think we got some stuff in our favor, man. I think we all need to relax and calm down, realize life is good. And crypto needs a day off, man. And we still had some big moves. Bell is still up 16%. Watch Bell to do a sand, right? Actually, it's starting to begin the sand behavior, okay? It's in the bowl, it broke up, broke down. So I'm just putting Bell on your radar right here. It's an IEO, and look, it's gonna gap up into the zone, and look, it just easily can gap up there. There's no resistance in this area here. Actually, look at the 4 hours, see how we're doing. Yeah, there's like, we get another candle close above here. I'd wait for these Stokes to close back down like this. So this is like a golden. I think these Stokes come back down, and this kind of does something sideways, like, and then when we get a candle close above here, bing, easy 49% gains coming because you're gonna gap up. So I'm putting an alert down here for myself, and I would like to get busy on that trade. I would like not to miss that trade. So I put an alert down there. When the Stokes come back down, it's going to set me off. My phone will vibrate. I'll say, what is that? And I'll go and I'll check it out, and I'll know what it is, and we will go from there, right? I don't think Grayscale is dumping, man. I don't think so. I really don't. Shout out to everyone here on the live stream. Thank you guys so much for 26 likes, 14 people watching. You guys are the best. I love you all. I really do. I really do. I just got to figure out how to compound that 5K yet again. What a great day to sell gains when everything's red. So then you can gobble up everything on the other end. Like, I got really lucky with that sand call. Yeah, it was a good call, but I got lucky too, man. There's a little bit of luck involved there. Let's be dead honest here. Let's be dead honest. Like, you can say whatever you want. Like, you can do all the TA you want. You can be the best. Yeah, it's going to help, but a little luck is coming in there every once in a while. And say it isn't. And, you know, see, I'm going to go with the idea that even the 1 hour has to reset here. So that I was a good sell at 1178. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I didn't get the top. Oh, well. I did damn well. I got in at 4.9. I got out at 1179. You know, I'm proud of my buy. I'm proud of that move. Now we got to see where these areas of consolidation, and, you know, the sad thing is, look, that looks like a double bottom about to explode. I do have to give that on the 15 minute, and it is low, and they're about to break to the upside. So maybe there's a little more room in that daily to get all the way up to 24 before it continually dumps. That would be insane if there's a more 100% gains. Could you do TA on RLC? We love you too, man. Thank you, Nicole. I really appreciate that. You're awesome. You're awesome. 27 likes. Can we get the 33 likes that I love, man? Just to make me feel warm and cozy inside. All right, I'm going to do TA on RLC, and then it's 12:49. At 1:15, I am out of here at the very, very latest. So we're going to take a look at RLC. So I had a fractal on it. So far, the fractal matched pretty exact. That's nuts, right? Look at my fractal. Interesting. So RLC looks like it's just in a giant double bottom, right? My ring hit that accidentally. RLC is a cloud-based computing project. I mean, it's in the bowl. It's in the bowl on the 4-hour. And you guys know what happens. We keep talking about these bowls, and when they're towards the end of the bowl, you get your middle, your right side, they tend to break to the upside. RLC at 129, only down 8% today. Needs to get reset on the Stokes. Needs to get reset on the MACD. So again, put your alert down here. I play these simply like this, and I put an alert right here. Take it easy. Take it slow. You know? So look, we went over Rose. We brought up Rose, bit of a cup and handle. Rounded bottom. IEO. Only a matter of time. Hasn't really popped. Went from 4 to 5.9, but it didn't do the big biggies. Didn't go all the way up to like that 10, that 9 area like it really wants to. So, Plug Power continuing to devour the entire nation. Look at that. Plug Power, man. Actually, no, that's Quanta Services. Interesting. I thought that was Plug Power. Plug is Plug, yeah. I gave you Penn, man. I kept saying, don't sell Penn to hit 123. It's on its way, my friends. It did the inverted head and shoulders inside of the bull flag a bit, came back down, retested the 21-day moving average. This thing just moves well, and it's on its way up to $123, $124. That would be my sell at 124 for Penn Gaming, man. Amazing. All right, guys, any last tickers before I run out of here? Give you that value before I take a run. Thank you for the extra likes there, whoever you were. Really, really appreciate that. Really, really appreciate it. Showing up every single day. Biden to push Bitcoin to the moon. Alt season soon. I thought we had alt season, you know. Cardano and Polkadot will make millionaires. I believe they will. I believe they will. Revv. REVV. On KuCoin at 2, man. You're getting out there. I thought I was the only KuCoin guy in the group. Not everybody's on that KuCoin tip. Okay, so this is 6 cents. 6 cents and 6.5 cents. Wow, this thing is on a tear, huh? Wow. Not much to go on. Very new coin, right? Had that Bitcoin dump like they all did. Came back into the pattern. Another little Bitcoin dump like they all did. Pumped. Came back down right into the pattern. But yeah, you're right. As long as it stays in this pattern, chance it wants to break out yet again. And you just have to assume that you have 2 levels, right? It could break. It has a 68% chance to break to the downside. It's a rising wedge. It's a bearish pattern. But if it breaks to the upside, it goes all the way to 9. A little more than 50% gains coming. Right? 47%. And it's the same way vice versa, right? You clone that and you throw that down. And there's a possible, could come back down to 3. If it breaks to the downside, it does have this big area of support, resistance, big area of support. It's almost basically in price discovery, though. Very interesting. Yeah, to say the least. Looks like there's not much stopping this. Could continue to go up. Does have bearish momentum right now on the 4-hour. And on the 1-hour, I'd wait for it to reset. Maybe go sideways a little bit, but it's looking good. Calamero 1, bro, Caramero 1, bro, shall I cash out now? Already 2x. I need money at June. I am not a trader, but a holder. You've made 2x. I need money in June. If you need money in June, don't touch this stuff, man. Again, do whatever you want. I'm not a financial advisor, man. If I needed money in June, I wouldn't sell Bitcoin right now. No way. You have June, you have February, March, April, May. No way. No way. You're going to see Bitcoin well above 50K by then. I think there's a chance we're into the 60s and the 70s by June. So I would keep your pants on, man. And I wouldn't be selling anything. I personally wouldn't. Again, you do whatever you want. And again, this isn't financial advice. And this is only for entertainment purposes only. Anything you see or hear about here, please don't try to replicate or do. This is only for entertainment purposes only. Any loss you incur is due to you. But if it was me and I needed money in June, I had already doubled up. We all need money in June. Who doesn't need money in June, right? We all know we're going to need money in June. I'm personally not selling my cryptocurrencies. So you do what you like. I would not. So there you go. That's my advice from me, which you could speculate on your own. But that's completely up to you, and that's on you, right? What you do. But yeah, I would never sell before June. Never. And hey, I could be wrong. We could have something horrible and this thing can go down to the dumps. We don't know. But yeah, you personally, no way. Thank you for the like button. Let's do a roll call, man. Time for roll call. You guys are unbelievable. Shout out to Stone1YGM, Ross Bush, Jose Saba, Bagwell33, Pavan Sai, Noel, Jesse B, Hadouken AM, Legendary, Sagir Mokanu, Nicole Bell, Jeremiah, Levi 502, love those pants, Dirtbike P, I like that name a lot, Bonifaci Vericelli, I love that too. It's so Italian, it's so awesome. BS Social Swap, my man, thank you for coming in every day. You're the man, dude. Paul Farugia, my man Paul, thank you so much, man. Love you guys. Garrett Russell, been a while, bro. Nah, he's saying like amen, brother. Thank you, Garrett. Possible. Time in the market will always beat timing the market. Very well said, Mo. Very well said. LOL. Read slower. SOL CRV. Hallelujah. Style. We can hear you. Ha ha ha. Yeah. Shout out to Jeremiah Garrett. Sergio. I think we got everyone. Chris Conlon. Mo. Shout out to Roger if you're out there, Roger. Skills. Let's look at skills. SKLZ. We didn't look at that. Mo, are you still out there? Tiago Cruz, my man, the moon man. Miss you, Tiago. Been a while, bro. Thank you for coming on in. You're the man, dude. Renchi T, my number one, man. Thank you, Renchi. Love you, bro. I love Renchi like a brother, and I'm not scared to say it. Ross Bush, my dude, man. Ross, man, please. I want to have a one-on-one, man. I can't wait to meet you and sit down with you. Let's do it soon. Please, schedule it. Get it going, man. Calamero 1. Seb R, ICX. Let's take a look at ICX for Seb R, man. ICX, one of my favorite coins. I've been holding ICX for a long time. Rev 1, I think it's going to go sideways a little bit, but looks very, very promising, to say the least. Let's look at ICX, one of my biggest holds, one of my favorite holds, one of my top 10 coins in my top 10 coin list. Okay? Why ICX is going to use My ID, and I think My ID is going to be huge in Korea. And they already have a working product, and they made it through the bear market. The fundamentals are strong on ICX. Good company. They've been around since the last bull run of 2017. They went all the way to about $10 a coin, if you can believe that. And they're only 73 cents. Poised to go up 10x and more. ICX. Bit of a double bottom here. We formed the bull. You can see the bull again. Buying the right side of the bull. Honestly, here's the new scenario for you guys. You can make a bull. You could hit Apple V when you feel like you're kind of getting halfway, and then just start getting busy. Make your first purchase on a low. You may be wrong, right? It may be this low and it may go lower, but fine, you jumped in. Then when you start seeing a next lower high, the lower high establishes the middle of the bull. Okay? See, look. Low, lower low, lower low, lowest low. Next higher low, higher low. Came down a little bit to support area, okay. And that's kind of how the bull works until you get out of the bull. And so you could just start gobbling things up in this area, holding them for a couple months and getting out up here. I mean, this is the idea here, is to use these bulls to your advantage over and over again. So that's how I've been playing these things, man. I got privy to the bulls. The bulls taught me this time. I never seen so many bulls. I'd never come out of the low so much in my life, right? And look, someone asking me when I should sell this coin, and this was a few days ago when this hadn't even happened yet. We were just up here, and I said, look, always sell when you're this far away from the 21-day moving average. And I pointed it out to him. So look, if you sold here, you would have been fine. Price went back. If you sold here, price went back. And if you sold up here, look, price has to come back. And then I did my voodoo on the 4-hour, and I extended the white line, and I said price will probably come back down. They'll meet somewhere around here. And look, boy, did they do exactly like I called it out. And now INJ is resetting on the 4-hour. but it needs to come back down on the daily. So crashed at 10.5. Yeah, it did. It did. 11.19 even. Jesus. You were all over, man. Hadouken, man. You're doing great. You put a lot of... You're like me, man. You put a lot of pressure on yourself to be great. And, you know, that comes with... Being great comes with being hard on yourself. And being hard on yourself is not easy. And I'm very hard on myself. Okay? I am. I'm right now really upset with myself and not having 1,000 subscribers. It was all in my power to do it, right? You guys all know all I have to do. Like, let's break me down for a second and show you how much better I need to be, right? Because I'm not doing everything I need to be doing. I need to be doing more. I need to be better. I'm not good enough. Can you look at UOS? I passed out. Yeah, you know why? Because you stayed with me even after you fall asleep and you came back. And like, you're my number one now. I freaking love you for that. You actually came back after passing out. You're the man, dude. UOS. We'll go to the KuCoin pair on the USDT tether. Ooh, this thing's choppy. Not a lot of liquidity. Watch out for these. Don't use a market maker on this. Looks like you get hurt pretty bad. Let's take a look at this now. Oscillating. Double bottom. Yeah, this is in a good range. It's forming a bowl. We just talked about the bowl. When it ends up in the right side of the bowl, what do? There's your middle. Everything after that is going to be basically higher lows and on our way. This is forming a new trend. About to do something big. I agree with you here on this. This looks just like sand. Looks a lot like DOT. Looks a lot like what we've been discussing. Also a giant double bottom here. Wow, not being phased too much by the price action today. Only down 3%. UOS. Hey, you brought this up. Looks like you know as much as I am. As much as I do. You know this is looking nice. Look at this. Possible here. And then we're going to get in. We're not far from, not exact price discovery, but when there's only a wick here coming down, to me it's price discovery, right? This coin came out September 22nd. So once it breaks this level, it's going to gap up into the zone, man. And then anything is possible for this puppy. $500 right now and forget about it. Probably a good idea. You know, 100% gains coming out of UOS, man. This looks really nice. I got to hand it to you right now. We will look at the oscillators. When is this going to occur? How? Right now, the 4-hour wants to reset. It's not looking good. So I think the price is going to come back down and test 1, 2, 1, 3, especially at least this area here, 1, 3, 0. So, and why am I saying that? Well, the MACD wants to cross and the Stokes are getting low. So the Stokes have to come back down here and do their thing and roll up. Because that's just what happens, right? Every time. Roll up, it's gonna roll up. And price has to come down before it can go back up again. So that would be the idea here, right? Also, this would have to kind of maybe, the MACD could do a little something. So you're gonna look for that action, and that's really kind of be patient. But I do like where we sit at 15 3/10 for UOS. Shout out to you for taking a nap and getting back in there, man. And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about just never giving up, man. You know, never giving up and pushing through to the top, So there you go, man. There's your UOS. You asked for it. You asked for it. Seb R, why was your message retracted? Put it back up in there. Yeah, so one thing I wanted to show you guys is I want to call out myself. When I call myself, it helps me do better. I'm kind of like a guy that needs to stick it to myself for me to hear it, right? My channel had like 200 views, 200 subscribers, 300 subscribers, and I made this video right here. XRP's price prediction. And we got 3,300 views. It kind of never went above that. It's kind of funny that we were capped at that. You think it would keep going, but... And that brought me like 200 subscribers or something, right? And then I did this video. It wasn't as big. Now it's at 1,700 views. But then I did this video, VeChain, 2,000 views, and it got some more. And the views came in fast. Like, it got 1,000 views in literally a day. And it got a lot of subs. And I know now how to create a channel to grow. All I have to do is make these videos, price prediction videos on coins that I like. People like how I do them. They like the way I present the information. And it tends to go well for me. I got lazy at night. I would watch sports. I did live stream in the morning. But I wouldn't put in every single thing and make these price prediction videos. And had I done that, we easily, as a group, would have achieved the 1,000 subscribers. So it's on me to work harder. I need to work harder. I need not to distract myself, and I need to put in more work. I'm not putting in enough work. You know, streaming 2 to 3 hours a day isn't enough. Even my wife said, maybe you should cut the stream short and do some of those videos. Like do a 1 hour stream and spend 2 hours making videos instead of streaming for 3 hours a day. You know, she's like, I know you love it, but there has to be a happy medium here, right? And I agreed with her. So any suggestions in the Telegram group, please DM me. If you have a way to keep me organized, to help me keep pushing forward, let me know. I'm open to all suggestions, and I know I need them, so I'm willing to listen, all right? CVC, man, we're taking a look at CVC for you. You can see it has some previous work done. Now forming an asymmetrical triangle, in my opinion. Looks a lot like Bitcoin, you know? And this is an asymmetrical triangle, meaning it can break up or down either 50-50. But we are on the bottom of the pattern, and CVC is a nice little mover. Civic. I believe it's like a mobile passport, like an identity ledger, right? For people. Interesting. And this is why crypto and regulations really have to meet, because we're talking about making IDs on this stuff. We're talking about your passport being this. So you don't have to, what I like about this is stop loss right here, man. I would get in at the bottom of the trend line. Beautiful. I would just put a stop loss like right there at 10% stop. CVC. I like where it's at right now. It's resetting on the Stokes in the 4 hour as well. Take a look at the daily. Daily's also resetting. Playing from a position of strength. We did just get our first bar. We could get a little more, but we could also go sideways from there. I do like where it's at, and it's holding pretty well against Bitcoin, to say the least, right? Only down 12%. As bad as the dump seems, it seems okay today, right? So there's CVC for you. Actually put it on my radar. It looks pretty nice. What do you think, Stone One YGM? Are you in CVC? Are you buying CVC? Are you entering CVC? Goes both ways, guy. Enjoy learning. Need more time in a day. I agree, but I'm just saying I could be better. I could be better, you know? And that's all. Flashy graphics in the video thumbnail helps. People are visually stimulated. Get them in here, and they'll see some value. I agree. But then you got to make a title every morning. Like, see, I've been lazy with just I use the same. I like branding, though. See how I branded myself? Most branded channel on YouTube. Like, the brand is here on the left side of the screen. The brand is right there. I use the brand in the daily stream. How do you guys feel? Now is my entry. I like it. Live trade. Haven't done one in a while. Not going to be a big one. But we're going to take a nibble on that CVC trade because I like where it's at right now. And we're going to risk a very small amount. I'm going to show you exactly. Basically, we're going to give you kind of an example here of how we make a trade. Okay, and like I didn't lie to you. There's the 5,000 USD that I made off of $2,000 in a few days. Here's my trades that I've opened. Aave up 93%, 1,400. ETH up 83%, up 2,000. They were up 129% and 130%, but we'll let them ride. As you can see, I'm not stressed today like most people are, right? I'm chilling like a villain, man. Life is beautiful, and we're all here, and we're alive, man. We're alive. So I'm going to put 510 in this trade at 13.8, and we'll set a stop loss, 10%, and I'll show you how we set the stop loss. Everything comes from the chart. So there it is. I want to be below the 20. I use the landscape of the chart to create my stop loss. So I want to look, and I'm just showing you how I trade, guys. Please don't do anything I'm showing you. This is all for entertainment purposes only. Just watching how I live my life is entertaining, you know. So stop loss will be right here, 10%. Below, right here, bottom of the pattern, perfect time to adjust. Okay, resetting on the Stokes. Things looking good. We could look at the 1 hour. If the 1 hour is low as well, so we have a 1 hour low, 4 hour low, and the daily low. That's called the triple combondo. The triple combondo. Yep, I just made that up right now. The triple combondo. When you have Stokes low on the daily, Stokes low on the 4 hour, and Stokes low on the 1 hour, it's kind of a great indication. You also have a beautiful thing that's forming up. Hasn't really made a big pop yet. Been since the 7th, since it ran up from about from about 9/10 of a penny to 21. Oh, I went from 9 cents to 21 cents. Nice come up. Now we're consolidating. I like CVC right here, man. I'm gonna enter with you, Stone One. Me and you, baby. Let's keep it real with each other. And yeah, not a big trade for me. Usually I put a lot more money in a trade, but I'm just gonna compound the win. I'm gonna compound some of the wins from the sand play, right? So 10% stop loss. Where's our take profit? Again, that's gonna come from the chart. 26 cents. I always go a little lower. I'm gonna take profit about 24.50. Okay. And that's how I do it, man. And then I let it run. So see, we go up here. 0.2450 is going to be the top. That's a 70% gain, right? And we're going to create that trade. We're going to flip this to a condition limit order. Condition limit order. We place the exchange order book when the price meets the stop loss conditions. Funny, they changed that name. That used to be a limit order. Probably to protect themselves, because they've been slipping on the limit orders sometimes, in my opinion. And do we get the buy? We wait to see if we get the buy. And we did. We're in there. So we just entered CVC for 500. You can see we're going to risk $50 to try to gain about like 400. So to me, that's a risk reward ratio that you really want. I talk about that all the time. Risking 10% to gain 77, that's a 7-to-1 risk reward ratio. You got to make sure that you're using a risk reward ratio that makes sense to you. Okay? That makes sense to you. All right. Now I do have to enter XRP again to get my bags back. So that is also the next idea. So shout out to Sand for helping me get my XRP back. And now it's right at my sell, 11.9, and I think this is going to continue down a little bit. So, but hey, anything is possible. 15 minutes still in that double bottom though. So watch this 15 minute. It could hold and continue to the upside. Again, trading is an if and. If it does this, it does that. I'm not saying I know everything is going to happen. I just use patterns that break out 60% of the time, and I play them over and over again. So the 68% comes into my favor, right? That's the idea. That's the idea. So there you go. I hope you guys saw the live trade. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're having a great day. Let's just look a little bit at what they're talking about with Bitcoin in the news. See if we can get any confirmation. KSM 96. Good time to get some KSM, I'm telling you. These parachains related to Polkadot. KSM bags, baby. LTO, really good day to LTO, man. This thing just continues to the upside. This is a double top, though. I'm a little weary today on everything. I got to see how the market plays out tonight, honestly. Took that CVC call, but you could tell I did not risk a lot. Very watchful of it. I just made a couple racks. I don't want to give it back, you know. You don't have to be in a trade every time. Like I'm gonna keep 4,500 on the side, and we're gonna make sure the trade that we make is the right trade. Feels good, makes sense. Like Sand could have dumped like all the other coins today, and I wouldn't be up. Yes, I did my due diligence, but there's a little luck involved, man. There's a little luck involved in this game, and that's why, you know what? Sometimes you're lucky, sometimes you're not. Just hope you leave when you're lucky, man. There is an essence of gambling to trading, whether people want to say they are gambling or not. A lot of traders try to act like they are not gamblers. You're definitely a risk taker. Older investors are getting into crypto. New survey finds YREX and Stellar Development Foundation emphasizes that age is no barrier to adopting blockchain. Older generations have started recognizing the potential of cryptocurrencies. On January 21st, digital payment platform YREX released a special report devoted to the topic of cryptocurrency adoption, compiled in partnership with the Stellar Development Foundation. The report includes surveys from 3,830 people across 89 countries, aiming to understand the latest trends in the global adoption of blockchain. And do they hold assets? 65% people up 65 and up. So most of them, wow, yes. Do you hold digital assets? So more people hold that are 65 than don't hold? Consumers are more likely to consider digital assets as an alternative to traditional money transfer service if they send higher amounts up to 1,000, the report holds. I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't. It's so much easier. Is Bitcoin headed for a deeper correction? Watch these levels if 30K breaks. I kind of already gave that to you. Sequoia holding to offer its employees salaries in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Oh my God, I want to work for you right now, dude. Sequoia Capital, one of the biggest. The executive added that the crypto industry has grown to be an important alternative to traditional. They'd save so much money in payroll, and they know they have a progressive, innovative staff. So that would be a very smart move. Very smart move. And look, Civic is already up 0.04%. Not much, I mean, but. Top Russian bank, Sberbank, plans to launch its stablecoin by spring. Sberbank, the largest state-owned bank in Russia, has reportedly filed an application with the Bank of Russia to launch a blockchain platform for its SBER stablecoin. Sergey Popov, like his name, Sergey Popov, director of the transaction business at the Sberbank, announced in the news on January 21st at a local financial event the digital transformation and prospects for regulating the digital economy. And it should take no longer than 45 days. And the bank may launch its platform and stablecoin by spring. There's a high probability this project will be launched in the spring. There is one more issue that has not yet been resolved, which is connected to the taxation of digital financial assets. But we hope that this question will be resolved soon. New York Department of Financial Services hosts crypto industry competition to get real-time data on bit licenses. The idea of taxing unrealized gains resurfaces as money printing intensifies. United States President Joe Biden and Secretary Janet Yellen has once again become a topic of discussion, this time suggesting she may look at tax of unrealized gains. And this has led to some question if the U.S. is demonstrating a sign of what's to come in other countries. How can you tax unrealized gains? They're not realized. You know? Crypto advocates that said they were stunned by one of the many comments Yellen made during her hearing. Per Reuters, the nominee raised eyebrows for some senators in Wall Street when she said that the Treasury would consider the possibility of taxing unrealized capital gains through a mark-to-market mechanism, as well as other approaches to boost revenue. Unrealized capital gains are the increase of value of assets that an investor is holding. These are then realized when the investor sells the asset at a higher price that they paid for. In 2019, the possibility of taxing wealthy investors on gains like these was also raised by Senator Ron Wyden, who will unlikely become chairman of the Senate Financial Committee. Appreciation would reportedly be taxed at the same rate as other income. However, none of these videos currently, but what if you frickin' sell it a year later and you lose the money? This doesn't make any sense. Am I the only one that this doesn't make any sense? This doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. I don't get it. So, but the Fed wants to both print trillions of dollars and tax unrealized gains. This is like lighting the building on fire while barring the emergency exits. It's like, come on, dude. Let's have a moment of silence for Argentine Bitcoin holders who now have 5.5% wealth tax on 200 million pesos. If Bitcoin is sold to get pesos to pay, then a 5 to 35% capital gains tax. And Chain House is real helpful informing what is owned. This is horrible. Crypto whales move 570 million worth of Bitcoin. Crypto whales move 17,000 Bitcoin for a stipend. Grayscale CEO says corrections are normal occurrence in the Bitcoin ecosystem. A crypto whale has noticed the movement of over 17,000 Bitcoins between two anonymous wallets. The transaction only attracted a stipend as its charges. Right? Moving mad money around for nothing. No, it doesn't. No, what doesn't? Global macro investor, the strong part of Bitcoin up move hasn't even started yet. Bitcoin has blown away the expectations of almost anyone outside of the most steadfast supporters of the cryptocurrency or believers in the stock to flow model. The asset over the last several months has exploded from below 10,000 to over 40,000 at the current high. And although the now 11,000 decline could appear to resemble a long-term top, one global macro investor said that the strong part of Bitcoin up move has not even started yet. And I agree with him. Dan Tapiero points out that the strongest part of Bitcoin's new uptrend hasn't even started yet. The DTAP Capital Fund, with over 25 years of global macro investing experience, mimics the stock-to-flow model's creator recent comment, suggesting that the monthly RSI has yet to reach the point of no return. The stock-to-flow model created by the synonymous Plan B is based on the asset's digital scarcity and the projection prices of the 300,000 per Bitcoin and up within the next year or more. The model itself isn't what Tapiero is referencing. However, instead of highlighting the lack of volatility in cryptocurrency that is normally notorious for, Tapiero calls attention to the comparisons in the past, showing that the volatility spikes the highest near long-term tops. Not only is Bitcoin nowhere near the high volatility the asset can reach, volatility has barely begun to register compared to past cycles. So see how volatility, this is volatility. And this is how much volatility goes up, and then they track the ups and downs. And the more ups and downs you have and the faster volatility, the higher this level goes. We have yet to even get anywhere close. So we're still at the beginning of the cycle. That's what people don't realize, man. So people have no idea. Everyone that's don't sweat Bitcoin buying price. 300K is coming. Like, I totally agree, man. I agree with this 100%. Like, relax. Days like today are beautiful days to accumulate. Don't lose your wealth chasing gains or selling lows. Or, you know. Willie Woo warns investors not to nickel and dime entries on a thriving digital coin. He asks anyone who would sweat a few $1,000s per entry when the Bitcoin price will eventually hit 100, 200, and 300,000 in 2021. 2021, man. Access denied. Banks seem prone to cryptophobia despite growing adoption. Banks in many countries continue to either outrightly deny or limit their services on crypto exchanges. Craig Wright threatens legal action against Bitcoin white paper hosters. Craig Wright has threatened legal action against several people hosting the Bitcoin white paper. The ownership has proven difficult to verify. This is because the creator, Satoshi Nakamoto, chose to maintain a synonymous identity upon the document's release. Letter on behalf of Craig Wright to Cobra Bitcoin about Bitcoin copyright and hosting the white paper at bitcoin.org. Grab your popcorn. And he keeps saying that he created Bitcoin. He's said it over and over again, but people say he's full of nonsense. This has gone back and forth for a while. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't. No. Thank you for that, Nicole. Appreciate that. Bitcoin becoming a cyclical asset, not a hedge, according to JP Morgan strategists. It's true. You hold it through the bear run, the bull run, then you sell it, and you kind of go in and out at the right times. The Bitcoin bull market has put a flagship cryptocurrency on par with cyclical assets, opposed to a hedge against the market stress. JP Morgan strategists John Normand and Federico Manicardi say anyone betting on Bitcoin as a portfolio diversifier is putting themselves at risk. In a Thursday report obtained by Bloomberg, the strategists call Bitcoin the least reliable hedge during periods of acute market stress. The maintaining of crypto ownership is raised correlations with cyclical. I saw this guy talk. He had no idea what he was talking about. I actually watched the video they're referencing. Dude had no idea what he was talking about. I'll be honest. It is cyclical. You'll get more at certain times than others. But when it comes down to its circulating supply, I mean, hard money will win every time. As DeFi booms, Ethereum's blockchain competitors are catching up. Ethereum is not the only blockchain platform seeing a significant increase in value. Polkadot is doing amazing things. The value in DeFi protocols briefly surpassed $27 billion on January 20th to DApp Radar. Ethereum currently holds the mantle as the most popular smart contract, but the DeFi space is intrinsically linked with Ethereum in its current state, with a large majority of the biggest DeFi projects and protocols running on its blockchain. Uniswap, the biggest automated market maker, according to DeFi Pulse, runs on Ethereum, with the rest of the top 10 DeFi coins listed also operate on the blockchain network. Polkadot, Chainlink, and Near protocol see big gains. Near recently saw a rise of more than 100% in value. The project operates on its own proof-of-stake protocol that uses sharding, which Ethereum is still working towards implementing this year. If Ethereum can implement sharding, that would be a big deal. Zilliqa does sharding, so it puts it. Cardano, which runs its own proof-of-stake blockchain, has also seen some growth. Its native token ADA moved past Bitcoin Cash to become the 6th largest cryptocurrency by market cap. The platform has yet to roll out functional smart contract capability, but it's expected to do so this year, which will allow DeFi platforms to be built on the protocol. Chainlink is also featured on this list for its role in the smart contract blockchain and DeFi space. You know, you can see so much is going to come. Cardano really builds itself for years before it unleashes. Once it unleashes, you see value fast because Cardano will make waves so big because it'll be so powerful. Because what they created took so long it really would be hard to compete with. The dispute over legal ownership of Bitcoin white paper could make it all the way to the courts, as one website owner refuses to back down from Craig Wright's legal threats. The algo won't let me post. Yellen needs to be put out to the pasture. Really? There you go. 3 ways the next altcoin bull cycle will vastly differ from 2017's. Bitcoin and Ethereum dominate, but L2 tokens will catch up. So DAS, DCR, XMR, yeah, right? Competition. L1 blockchains from previous runs, such as Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, have underperformed compared to Bitcoin. And both continue to see their share of the market cap decrease as the conversation shifts payment capacity to store value performance. So-called Ethereum killers like Tron and EOS have failed to live up to their lofty claims and are plagued with concerns regarding block producer collusion and centralized networks. Polkadot is the main standout of the L1 blockchain, has emerged over the past few months. What sets it apart is the team's decision to facilitate the overall growth and interoperability of the blockchain ecosystem rather than dominate it. This explains why the altcoin has rallied 85% in 2021. Yeah, we're not seeing the bigger moves in Litecoin. What site was the 300K prediction? I mean, multiple sites. Just Google 300K. But that was, let's see, Sequoia National Bank talking to its employees, waiting for a deeper correction, deal with digital assets, willy woo. Just check block Cryptopolitan is a nice one. We went also to the Bitcoinist.com. We're also at Cointelegraph. Those 3 places are going to probably find what you need. All right, guys, thank you guys so much for joining me today and being a part of the live stream, interacting with me, asking questions, learning, yearning, and earning. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah. If you like the content that I provide and the vibe that I create, please hit the like button, hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. And remember, if you came to my channel, then you're already doing the right thing. I love you guys. And we're going to say it together right now. 1, 2, 3. Crypto is life. Have a wonderful day. Have no fear. Dollar cost average. Have a plan. And everything will be fine. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time.